That's right, everybody. I don't think is my mic coming through okay here?
Yeah, I can hear you. I turned us down a little bit.
Okay.
Want me to turn us back up?
There we go. Yeah, I just couldn't.
Just our level, like our hearing.
Oh, our hearing is on.
Our hearing was down, but our voices are 5 by 5.
All right, there we go. Welcome everybody to podcast number 202. This is your positive gaming and Xbox One community. What does positive gaming mean, you ask? Well, it's simply talking about gaming or enjoying games with a positive outlook on life. That's it. Simple. Positive gaming, baby. That's all that it is. As always, I'm joined by the bros, the XoneBros first and foremost. He's Mr. McSpicy, Mark Haywood.
Trying to figure out my mics. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Mr. McSpicy, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You got to play a lot of Fortnite this week, did you not?
Yeah, I played. That's pretty much all I played, actually.
How was it? I know you played with Mad Shot a little bit.
Yeah, it was really good. Mad Shot and Dainty. I think for a while we had like a 3 winning streak.
Oh, 3 games in a row.
Oh,
yeah, that's
squads. Hot. I think that was the beginning of the week. Then it all went downhill from there. But no, it's fun. I got to be honest, that game's hard.
That game is hard, yes.
And it's frustrating. There are lots of times I get super frustrated. If you want to get better at video games, you cannot blame lag and you cannot blame anything other than your own play. That's how you get better. But it's at some of the things that I've experienced, bouncing through walls, rubber banding.
You showed me the video where you clearly shot through the guy like 50 times.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard not to when there's obviously, a couple of issues there. But I've always struggled with shotgun play in any game.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's your issue with Breakout in Halo 5.
Yes.
The shotgun.
And Gears is really hard for me because the shotgun is P.
Yeah.
And I would say the shotgun in Fortnite is 60% of getting wins. It's really important to know how to play shotgun. So I'm trying to learn how to shotgun.
Well, it makes sense then why like a Mad Shot is pretty good at it. He's a heavy Gears player. Yeah. There's shotgun play in that a lot. It makes sense why Ninja is really good. Shotguns in Halo. He's an ex-pro Halo player.
Yeah, yeah. It's just my style has always been medium range.
Sure.
And not even necessarily long range. Although I feel like I am fairly decent with snipers, but it's just every gunplay in that every time you engage. It ends up being, not every time, probably 9 out of 10 times it ends up being close range. And so shotguns are key. And it's hard for me to learn a style of gameplay that is, outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to learn how to do that. So that's what I've been trying to practice. I've actually gotten really good at building. For a while I was going into Wailing Woods right off the bat and just practicing building. Quick building, so I got building down now. I'm fast.
That's good, because that's key in that game.
Yeah, that's I would say 25 to 30% of that game. Yeah. The other 10% is a mix between snipers, assault rifles, and positioning and all that stuff. But shotguns are huge in that game, so that's
there you go. We got a great show for you today, guys. We have Andrew from the Level Up Show.
Hold on. You never talked to Jordan.
I know. I got it. You got me out of my mojo here. You ruined my flow. We got Andrew from the Level Up Show here today to talk to you guys. He's going to share his experience about going full-time streaming and what it takes to go full-time. So stay tuned for that. Jordan, how was your week? What did you do?
It was good. I played Xbox.
Yeah, very good. Did you hop into a lot of Fortnite or no?
I played Fortnite and I played the Darwin Project.
Yes,
it was fun. They're both fun. And then I actually played the Division for a little bit.
Oh, back into the Division.
Yeah, because
of all the talk. Yeah, because of all the talk that we brought up about it last week. Yeah.
Yeah, so I played it, and after I played it, I got a couple weapons and stuff, and then I just kind of jumped over to Destiny and played that the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Division. You told me Division caused you to jump over to Destiny.
Yeah, well, it's just because I like the sci-fi theme a little bit better, And I was thinking, I think we were talking about this. Why don't they just take Division and make it sci-fi? I mean, they had Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which is coming to backward compatibility, by the way.
Now, was there any aliens or anything in Ghost Recon Future Soldier?
No, but I mean...
But that's more sci-fi-ish.
Yeah.
You could do dystopia, end-of-world stuff.
People roid up on stuff, like Bane, that's sci-fi-ish.
What's the movie with the guy on the front of the truck playing the guitar?
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Why can't you Mad Max it?
Yeah.
Mad Max or Waterworld it.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to be that guitar guy.
Yeah.
I really do. I think I've said that before. That is a cool role.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I've yet to play the Curse of Osiris DLC, so I played a couple missions into that, and
Just Mad Max it.
It hooks you back in, man. It's just because they raised the level cap to 25, plus they raised the power level, so you're just grinding for gear.
Here's the question. Can Division and Division 2 go sci-fi? McSpicy, you are knowledgeable with the Tom Clancy novels.
Yeah.
The Division carrying the Tom Clancy name, is it possible for it to move more in the direction of Destiny?
No. Not like dragons and big space alien fights with fire and all the lore that comes with that, having witches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Tom Clancy novels is based in reality, you know, and that can't. They would have to. I mean, really though, the Division is not necessarily in any story that Tom Clancy has made, but you'll notice it has a real feel to it.
Yeah,
it's realistic. You can understand it. It's not like wizards and all that stuff. Because Destiny has wizards. They float around and they shoot at you.
This is true. They also have witches.
They have witches too. They have it all. They have big old dragon aliens that destroy you.
Yeah.
Clancy, if you're in the Clancy umbrella, it's not going to be. You could, they could.
Could you go back and Tron it up via 1980s if you went back to the 1980s type of style here?
And have them have a hacker get beamed into the computer.
War games, war game it / Tron.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's their prerogative to do whatever. Because Tom Clancy passed away 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So
let's go for it.
They have the name, they have the IP. Really, it's
Well, I think here's the thing.
Whatever they want.
Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with the realistic look, but I do think there is something to be said. Like Jordan said, he was just playing Division made him want to play Destiny.
Yeah.
Because of the colorful
and it's
excitement.
Just Destiny. I mean, I think Destiny nails gear and weapons, right? It's same thing with World of Warcraft. You get a cool piece of item, you want to show it, you're like, oh yeah. Look at
Having said that, Division does do a good job with min-maxing because it's down to the
I think all their systems are good and all that stuff, but it's just I don't know.
You want the big flamboyant weapon.
No, it doesn't have to be. I just think they can go in that sci-fi directions like Future Soldier did.
Okay.
Given Future Soldier wasn't super way in the future, but they still kind of gave you a little bit more freedom to do a couple different things.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. You guys might be wondering why we've got Easter bunny baskets on our table here, and we would like to say a special thank you to Mr. Matthew Goldsmith, aka Discretion. His wife made these for Amelia and Daniel, that is Jordan's son and my daughter, for Easter, just to say thank you for Positive Gaming. His wife and I think mother-in-law made these to say thank you for Positive Gaming and to keep it up. Thank you very much.
Yeah, those are great.
Mrs. Goldsmith, thank you. These are awesome. I'm so excited to take this home and show my wife. She'll be stunned. These are really cool stuff. And it's given me an idea of family projects that we could do in the future, because it's simple but cool how it's done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyways, big thank you. If you want to send us any gifts,
we'll take them.
We'll take them. P.O. Box 984, Farmington, Utah 84025. That's P.O. Box 984, Farmington, Utah 84025. If you're in Discord, there it is. Speaking of Discord, not Discord, Mixer. If you're in Mixer, there it is. Speaking of Mixer, come and join us every Friday night live on stream over at mixer.com/XoneBros. It's a good time. I also stream Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern to 9:30 Eastern. Man, those Eastern times throw me off. 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern, Monday through Friday. Come and check us out there. This week, I played Monster Hunter. I did the challenge for the glasses. I got the goggles, the flash in a pan.
Oh, nice.
I'll do it with you guys so you can get them. I think it's still up there. It's limited.
The
Flash in a pan mission. That's what it is. It's an arena mission that we've got to do, and it's because it's the monster that flashes you. And there's 3 of them in the arena, and you've got to kill them before the time.
Yeah, before the time runs out.
Oh, I don't even know if it's timed. I don't think it's timed. I think you just got to kill them. It would before the feints. You have a certain amount of feints.
I like the arena because you get the preset characters, which is kind of fun.
No,
so
this is your own stuff.
It's your own
you
character?
go in with your own character, yeah.
Wait, isn't it only 2 people still? Is it only 2 people
No,
still?
I went in with 3.
Did they change everything since I played last?
They
I'm
might
very
have,
confused.
yes. Anyways, I had a great time doing the flash in a pan and getting the goggles. I can't remember what the goggles are called, but it's basically black sunglasses.
Yeah.
And their thing is to prevent flash stuns. So if you put those bad boys on, you don't get flash stuns.
It doesn't prevent like when they roar.
No,
does it?
no, I don't think so.
They got to get flash earplugs.
They got to get flash plugs.
Flash plugs, yeah.
Flash plugs for that. I played some Monster Hunter. I played some Darwin Project.
That's a fun game.
Let me tell you about the Darwin Project. I think this is the next. I think if they support it right, it could be the next big game.
Okay.
Jordan, you had a chance to play this.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked the intimacy.
And Miss Spicy, did you play it, or you watched it? You watched a lot of streams.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of streamers, including yourself. Play
Okay,
this game.
I've come up with 3 reasons a Darwin Project will be bigger than Fortnite and PUBG.
Oh, snap.
Here are my 3
Bigger?
reasons
Okay.
that Darwin Project
Or on the
will be
table.
bigger than Fortnite and PUBG if they support it right. But here are my 3 reasons.
Okay.
Reason number 1. Simplified strategy of crafting. So McSpicy had mentioned you don't like games where you have to stretch craft,
Well,
like
yeah.
The Calling. The Calling did it.
Yeah, that
incorrect.
bugged me. That
Yeah.
made me not like that game.
Yeah, and in this game, all it is wood and leather. Well, and electronics, but electronics is the cornucopia. That's what they throw down. Everybody goes for the electronic because that's what gives
It
you
gives
your
you
main,
your shield.
gives
and
you the
stuff.
gives you your main weapons. Yeah, but it's just leather and it's just wood, and you have to decide what to make, and so it adds this strategy. But just having 2 things that you're collecting and then deciding what to make. For instance, one of the most expensive things is sharpening your axe or getting armor. Both super valuable. Armor takes away all damage on your first hit. It breaks it, so it's only a one-time use, but takes all damage away. That gives you a huge advantage.
Yeah, especially.
But if you had to have an axe, it adds 25 plus 25 to each time you do it. You can level it up 5 times to just do monster damage.
Yeah, there's 6
but it
things that you
uses
can
a
level
ton.
up,
It's
right?
3 and 3 of each, so 3 wood and 3 leather, and that's a big number.
Yeah.
So it adds the strategy, and it's super simple, and I like that strategy. Every game is like, what decision do I make? And then when I lose, and I lose a lot, I think back and I think I made that wrong decision right there. That was the wrong strategy that game. So I like the simplified. Reason number 1, simplified strategy of crafting. Reason number 2, streaming interaction. The fact that it's like the Hunger Games. The fact that you can send in first aid kits, energy
Like
drinks,
with chat
warm
and
coffee
stuff.
with chat.
Yeah.
Yes,
If you're streaming.
if you're streaming it with streamers. Also, as a
Now-
director,
Now
they can vote on what items you drop, where
Yeah.
you place things on the map,
And-
what sections you close down on the map.
And the director is like the general role in Battlefield 4, right? Where
Yes.
someone's on the toilet on their phone and just
The
sending stuff
director
in.
is the games maker in Hunger
Yeah.
Games. That's
Yeah.
what you are. You are playing
Now,
that.
the PC has like full access to this. Are there any limitations on the Xbox? Like for example, when I watch people on the PC as the director, they went in and talked to people.
Yeah, you
at
can
the
talk.
Xbox. Now the only thing you can't do is just the
Wow.
chat interaction. Correct?
Yeah, no. So you can't talk to people yet. That's not yet on the Xbox. That's only on PC.
Yeah,
right now. It's
yeah.
coming to Xbox. But yeah, so you can talk. So what I've seen people do in streams as director is come in and be like, "Hey, what was the #1 selling movie in 1984? If you know this, I'll warm you up right now."
Yeah.
And when
No,
the
it's pretty
player
awesome.
That's
can't answer, they're like, "Oh, see you later," and they
Like,
punish them.
Later. Yeah, and
It's
they go to
so
the next
cool. But that adds this really cool, especially and it's fun to be director, and you get rewarded for being director. So everybody wants to be a director. It's just as fun being director, in my opinion,
Yeah.
as
Now
being a player. So, anyways, this adds to that esport entertainment
Yeah.
factor. It's so fun to watch that
how
interaction.
does the
stream
director
interaction.
role? I mean, how does it work on? How does it? Because I haven't played it on Xbox, the director
Okay.
role yet. How does it work on Xbox since you can't chat? And
So you're
have players
you're doing
vote?
all the same stuff. You just don't
just-
have that interaction yet. It's
Okay, so
coming.
you-
You can
just-
ask them baseball
You can't
trivia
ask
from
them
the
baseball
50s.
trivia
Yeah.
from the 50s.
So
yeah.
you instead of so basically the only thing the Xbox doesn't have is you don't have the interaction with the players, voice
And-
chat, and then the
stream-
mixer
and the
can't
mixer
actually.
can't.
Okay, so there's only 2 things not in there yet.
Yeah.
but everything else you just
Everything
do.
else is in there, and it's great. But number 2, streaming interaction. So number 1, simplified strategy of crafting. Number 2, streaming interaction, which is huge. I mean, that makes it like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And last but not least, only having 10 players in a game is my number 3 reason. I think it's a sweet spot. It's so fun. It's so fast, and the map is perfect size. And instead of this general circle closing, they close off quadrants. There's a hexagon basically in each of the areas, and they close off different quadrants.
Does the director choose which one's closing?
So
Or
it happens automatically.
The crowd.
Oh.
So it happens automatically, and then the director gets 2 that he can close and a nuke. And let me tell you, the nuke So when it counts down in an area,
Isn't that District 13?
yeah. So when it counts down and an area closes, all that happens is you can freeze to death really fast, and it's basically like it's almost an instant kill. It's not quite. If you're close enough, you can get it.
Yeah.
But you can freeze to death extra fast if an area is closed. You can still go in it and stuff, which is fatal. But a nuke, if a nuke goes off and you're in there, it's instant death. So directors can get 3 or 4 kills, and directors are rewarded with experience for getting those kills. It's so awesome. But having 10 players and the map is such a good size, it's the sweet spot. It's nice not having this 100 other players that I have to worry about. Only 10. I think it's built for esports. I think it's super exciting. I think it's super engaging, especially as someone that's streaming. When I stream this game, it's super engaging, and I think it's super fun to watch, in my opinion. And I think that's why, if this is supported correctly, this will be bigger than than PUBG and Fortnite.
It's a lot of fun. I played a few rounds. I got to second place. I've yet to win, but I've got to second place in a couple rounds. I like. You don't need to worry about it's your bow or your melee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you said, I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah. McSpicy, and watching it, was it fun to watch? Not disagree with my analysis.
You gotta watch
you've
the
seen.
game makers. They're
Are they
fun
pretty cool?
Because they go in
okay.
and they talk to people.
That would be fun. I've never seen a game maker go in. At this point, I mean, it's interesting to watch just because I like the Battle Royale, player unknown style of game. It's obviously preview, so I like the running animation kind of throws me off a little bit because it's so intense.
Yeah, it is
all the time.
Well, and wait till you get the speed boots.
Oh yeah, the speed. So ready? I used to go armor every time. No, speed boots are the most valuable thing because since you're with your axe, you can run circles around people if you're fully maxed out on those speed boots.
Yeah. As this game progresses, I can see it being able to hold its own. Right now, though, I still think Battle Royale Fortnite is probably the king.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's a question about that.
Because building, there's a counter play to everything you do in Battle Royale. Meaning, if someone's building stairs, you can actually block the stairs, and it's quick thinking and a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a game of chess, whereas like PUBG, for example, which I love that game. I love PUBG. There's nothing. There are counterplays, but you can just be caught with your pants down and just be dead.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like Battle Royale, because of the building, has a huge edge.
Well, see, and that's where I think that instead of building, it's crafting. In this and it's deciding. So because I select for my outload is I select teleport, I select camouflage, and I select arena. And the arena, when you pop your arena bubble, people can't enter and people can't leave. So if I'm chasing someone, I pop it and try to hit him with the sword. Usually I end up dying and it backfires
because they turn around and just whack you.
But you can use other things to you can have radar detection, you can have resource detection if you want to pop those. Your bubble shields. I also use. I mean, your speed. I use the speed boots, but you can use because you can track people in this game. That's something else. If you can look at what someone's. Let's say someone chopped down a tree, I can come over. I can look at it, and for 30 seconds, it shows me where you're at on the map, and then I can follow your footprints if your footprints are still in the snow, stuff like that. If someone's putting up fire to survive, it televises.
By the way, I love when someone pops a bubble and gets whacked because they're like a golf ball.
Yeah.
Just go flying.
Because the bubble protects you against the axe. It does not protect you against arrows.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wasted a lot of bubbles then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Wait, the bubble doesn't protect you from arrows?
It's one or the other, and I think it's axe. I think it doesn't.
Yeah, because you go flying when you get whacked with the axe or the snow shovel.
But arrows are freaking hard.
Yeah, they are
to shoot in this game, and I also like that it's only shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I think if it's supported right. Also, I think it will go free to play. I think it's going to follow the same model as Fortnite, which is huge. That right now you pay for preview and then will be free to play. So I think this game will eventually be free to play, which will just boost it up.
I think that just might be the new model.
And it's built
just tell people your early access and charge them, and then eventually
it's built for cosmetics. They're not there right now, but it's a fantasy game.
There's a couple you can change the color of your jumpsuit, and I've seen people with a few different hats and stuff. Right? No,
it's just you can change your arrow skin and you can go from
maybe
an
that was
axe
it,
to a shovel. I switched back to the axe because the shovel throws me off.
I like the shovel.
Shovel's too big and lurpy.
Whacking someone with a shovel.
Yeah.
I go back to the axe. If you want to support the show, guys, you can do so over on Patreon. If you like positive gaming, if you want to see this community grow, which it is each and every single day, if you want to see new features in the community, then please head over to patreon.com/XoneBros. It's there that we're able. It's expensive to run the community. It's expensive to run the podcast, to get everything that we need, and to constantly expand and improve and impress. And we're extremely grateful for everybody who takes the time to pledge to us each and every month over on Patreon. So if you like what we're doing, if you like our message, please head over there and pledge today. You are entered. If anyone that pledges is entered to win a mug and a game each month. So do that today. XoneBros.com/support or Patreon.com/positive gaming. We have a community play tomorrow. It's Battlefield 1 Apocalypse. Yeah. Jordan, unfortunately, is going to miss it, but me and Mr. McSpicy will be there tearing it up like it's 1999.
Yeah. Do I have Apocalypse? I don't know if I do.
I think I bought
Jordan
it for
bought
both
it for
of
you
guys.
remember?
Yeah.
You're
so
such a nice
we've
guy.
played it already.
Remember? Yeah, we have played it
remember?
already. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Remember the map where we were trying to take D and D kept getting overran all the time? It was insanity.
Yeah, because it's the game mode. What's it called? Assault Conquest, where one team starts with everything and you got to push forward.
Yeah, that's a cool mode.
That's a good mode.
Anyways, community play each and every week. First and third Saturday of every month. We're undecided on what's the next community play is going to be, but tomorrow's is Battlefield 1 Apocalypse, and by the the community play after that we're undecided, but we'll let you guys know. But just schedule that. First and third Saturday of every month is community play time. It's going to be a grand time, and with that, let's get this show on the road.
I pressed the button.
Oh, there it is.
That was a huge delay.
It is. That was a big time delay. Jordan, what is happening in the world that is X1Bros this week?
A lot.
Sorry, not X1Bros, Xbox One. Man, it's just one of those
a lot
days.
more in that one. So, all right. So last week we talked about Inside Xbox. They had their first. Well, they had their first episode this week. Not first episode, but they're back. This week. It was a good episode. They talked about a lot of stuff. Let me tell you what they talked about.
Boom.
David, they actually talked about FreeSync.
Oh, yeah.
AMD FreeSync.
This is the monitor that I wanted with the FreeSync, but I did not get it.
The Xbox One S and the Xbox One X will support FreeSync.
AMD FreeSync.
AMD FreeSync. It's coming out on... Now, this is... So the Xbox One X and Xbox One S will support this when it fully comes out and everything. You do have to have a capable monitor, a monitor that has FreeSync, so you have to have compatible stuff with each other. Yeah. What this does is the monitor matches the refresh rate of your console, and that's basically it prevents less tearing, less jolt. It's a very smooth experience.
It is.
So because the monitor and your console sync
just
up.
Make sure it's
Hence
always
the name
on
FreeSync.
point.
They sync up and they just the
I
refresh
see
rate
what
is
they did
consistent.
there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it prevents screen tearing. It gives you just a really smooth experience. So that is coming. Well, we knew that was coming. They talked about it, and they actually had the guys from AMD on.
Boom.
And they sounded like smart people.
They are smart people over there at AMD.
I feel like when you get into processors and stuff, you're just generally smart. So, very cool. They also announced the share to Twitter. You're thinking, Jordan, I can already share stuff, but you can't share it directly to Twitter. Now you can.
Boom, baby.
Straight from your dashboard? It's coming straight from when you take a picture.
Oh, now that is a game changer.
You can hit share, and then you can hit Twitter, and you obviously put in your information. Major Nelson on Inside Xbox demoed it. It automatically puts a couple
probably
there's two
Xbox One, maybe.
Well, it does hashtag Xbox Share or something like that. So it does that hashtag, and I think there was one more, and I think it was the game he was playing or something like that. I don't know. I forget which one it was, but it did put some hashtags for you. And of course, you can add all your cute, fun stuff and do what you need to do, and with the characters.
So is this a reason for me to get the chat pad?
It might be.
So that I can quickly, hey guys, check out my sweet scene.
Yeah,
boom.
Post. And then what it does, if you look at it, it just goes straight to Twitter. It doesn't give you the link anymore like it used to and stuff like that. It show if you take a screenshot, it'll show the full screenshot, what you wrote.
There.
Yeah, right there
on
that's
Twitter.
Cool. So,
yeah.
I like that a lot.
Very cool. Also, Xbox One will be supporting auto low latency mode, again, on supported TVs that have that mode as well.
Boom, baby.
The Edge browser. We've actually been discussing this.
We have been discussing it. Let me tell you why we've been discussing this out there in Radio Land. Because Chrome freaking sucks. That's right, Google. Get your together, man. It's terrible. Chrome is pissing me off like nobody's business lately. I fire up Chrome, and I hear my computer wind up like a jet leaving a runway.
It's true. That's true.
And then I check resources, and Chrome is hogging almost everything
Yeah.
Everything.
It's heavy.
I could be running.
It's big.
That's originally why I went to Chrome in the first
'Cause it
place
was
years
light.
ago, because it was lightweight.
Yeah.
And we just want a lightweight browser that doesn't, you know.
I could be editing videos, playing a game at ultra graphics, and my computer's running fine, but I fire up Chrome, and it struggles. It just bogs it
Like
down.
you have to start that gas engine.
In Chrome, it's like, do I have a virus? No, you just have Chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went to Chrome too. Because remember, I was on Mozilla, and then Mozilla got super heavy.
I originally went to Mozilla because it was lightweight.
Yeah,
And then that sucker bulked up like
Mozilla
it
was like,
it's like
look at us.
like seven
They do
seven
have
kids later, and
they
that
do
thing
have the-
that thing was
They
huge.
do have the new version of Mozilla, which I think is pretty light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
So,
they've,
but, yeah,
they've
they-
reverted back now. But Chrome's kicking my computer's trash all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways.
it's a shame, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Edge.
So-
I really like I like the functionality of Chrome.
it work. Everything just works.
But now it's
Now
it's just
everything
heavy.
works really hard.
Like even on our streaming PC that we got now, I'm running chat and other things on Edge now because we have so much running on that PC. And this PC's a beast.
yeah.
But you throw Chrome in the mix and it's like
Edge runs. I've tested it. This is scientific David testing.
Oh,
Edge runs 30 to 40% lighter than Chrome. And when Edge
that's-
is just stationary,
That's 40 pounds.
when Edge is just stationary, it's down.
that's a lot.
When
Yeah.
Edge is just stationary, it's almost nothing. But when Google Chrome is stationary, it stays up there. I don't freaking understand
It's
it.
because they're searching your
And
computer.
I even
for
went
all
through
your-
and turned off the don't preview load things, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, you can switch those settings. No, doesn't help at all.
It's because they're searching your computer to sell your
Freaking
information.
Chrome, they really are. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, let us help you. You're not helping me. You're just stealing my information.
To sell it to Kohl's.
Anyways, what else? What? Right there. That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
So anyway, yeah, Edge on the Xbox. So this is not Edge itself. Well, it is Edge, but not like the on your computer. On the Xbox,
Yeah.
they are not necessarily revamping it, but they're changing it in a way to make it a lot more console friendly.
Okay.
So it still looks the same
Oh, okay.
ish, but it's just it really is a little bit more console friendly. So you still have the mouse that you scroll around, but it's more snappy.
I like that.
Like
It
you
snaps
can
to
still
a point.
scroll it or you can still move it like a mouse. But what
Aim
it does
assist.
is it
Aim
actually
assist on.
essentially it's aim assist.
in a browser.
Yeah,
Turn
the
aim
aim
assist
assist in
on.
the browser. Yeah, because when you move it and you get close, it kind of snaps to the things that you
okay, yeah.
to make it more controller friendly. And
Actually, I bought my wife's design controller. You know, the Design Labs.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I bought it on the Xbox in the browser,
Oh.
and I was able to do all the spinning things with the controller to look at
Oh,
stuff.
very cool.
It worked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I used a browser on a console, I think was
Dreamcast.
the Dreamcast. I actually think it was a Dreamcast, and that didn't run too well.
Yeah.
But
So they're saying it's the Edge on the Xbox is supposed to look more like and feel like Edge on Windows, right? Where it's just kind of it's easy to use. But the one feature I did notice is, and they talked about it, is how the mouse kind of snaps, which is nice. Another two cool new features from your console browser. You can download and upload files.
Oh.
So check this out. Say you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm tired of this achievement there on my desktop or on my background. Let me go into Edge and just search cool images. You can download an image straight from Edge and then save it to your console. And
Okay.
have it and then just make that your
so I can
screensaver
check
or whatever.
my email and get attachments and stuff. Maybe.
Technically, I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, let me read
Pull
it
up
to
some
you.
PDFs.
You can also download and upload files, including pictures and videos, directly to your Xbox One or attached storage device. For example, if you find a great picture online that you'd like to use as your Xbox One background, you can download the image with Edge and set it as your custom background.
Boom. I like that.
So
That's
very cool.
interesting. Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
I'm gonna find
on
some
on
cool images then.
yeah. On Inside Xbox. On Inside Xbox, they actually kind of showed he saved it to his external drive and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to rate 18 plus
Yeah.
on your
No,
screen.
no.
You're gonna have to turn on the safe search or something.
That's
But
true.
yeah, so they kind of demoed it on Inside Xbox. It was really cool. The last kind of Xbox console update is share controller on Mixer was announced. Now check this
Oh,
out. While you're
okay.
streaming, David, you can say, "Hey, McSpicy, you're watching. Take the wheel. You be
Oh.
the gas. I'll be the brake."
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can give control to your Mixer viewers.
I like that
Now-
a lot.
Really?
Now they did talk about you can't give them full control because then you'll have that PlayStation incident
The
where the guy
PlayStation.
deleted 3 Destiny
Where the
characters
guy
for that poor
virtual
kid.
rapes someone.
Yeah,
Oh, geez, that was so sad.
yeah, that really was. So I don't think they talked about you can't give full control, and I'm sure Mixer has some fail safes in place where if someone's doing something retarded, you can just cut them off, right?
so
But they
wait.
do have this share controller.
So you can share controller with chat. So would that be because you know how some of the streamers they throw up like
Sounds and stuff.
oh, remember
Sparks.
Twitch plays Pokemon? Did you guys ever
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
So you could technically do something like that with a console.
Yeah, yeah. So let me
Do
read
you
what they
select
said,
an individual streamer? Is that
Uh-huh.
or an individual user?
or you can give it to chat.
Oh, okay, so I'd be
Oh,
like,
okay.
hey, David, drive for a bit. I
Okay.
gotta go get a drink.
Okay, I got this. I got this.
Well, okay. So I guess you.
You're
I
playing
don't.
Dance Dance Revolution.
So you can, from what I understand, and I might be wrong, but you can share it with chat. But I think you can only pick one viewer at a time
okay, I like that.
to do that, because what happens is the viewer on their PC,
Yeah.
when picked to help control, an on-screen virtual controller will pop up, or if
and they
you
have to click it with their
yeah,
mouse.
or if you have your own controller that can link to your PC, you can use that as well.
So that's interesting.
That's very
'cause
cool.
You could probably not play a shooter because
Like
there'll
one
be
guy
like
be
a
the iron
second
sights
delay.
and one guy be.
That would be a cool
Dude,
challenge.
no,
to
you
play.
should do that. I'm gonna do that. That'll be my
Okay.
streaming goal.
Test
I'm
it,
gonna
baby.
stream. No, I'm
Hmm.
gonna go controller halvesies.
Okay,
What I'm gonna do is I'm
Sure.
gonna play through. I'm gonna play through Halo.
okay, I got it.
I'm gonna play through Halo. I control the left half of the controller, and we're talking from jewel, right, the center,
Jewel
right down
over.
to yeah,
Okay.
jewel over. So I
you
control
got
the left
access
half.
to the back button.
Oh
and-
my
no, you
God.
got
and
access
every-
to the start.
You're
or
gonna
back.
be so
back.
frustrated.
No, this is gonna be great. And then every 30 minutes we'll switch off viewers. The other viewer has control of the right side of the controller.
You're gonna be
And we
so
go through the journey
frustrated.
together.
And we'll
we should play like
No, you should
I was gonna
keep
say
playing.
Mario Kart, but that's
No,
on the Nintendo.
No,
so-
no, I've got the game you should play with this.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, lock picking.
Because
Lockpicking.
lockpicking, the decisions that you make.
Oh yeah.
Some other dudes making the
Henry?
decisions.
And you're like, oh dang it, why'd you pick that? You're getting mad at people.
Son of a
Henry.
Henry.
So that's really cool. So let's talk about Sea of Thieves.
Oh, Sea of Thieves
That
hype.
is coming up.
The hype train is here. It's real.
So they talked a lot about Sea of Thieves on this Inside Xbox episode. Let's just go through some of the features. So feature number 1, the respawn system has been updated. Now when you die or perish after your if you perish after your ship sunk, you will respawn on a new ship away from that
Okay.
area.
Okay, I appreciate that.
So that's nice.
That is nice.
Wait. So if you died,
If you died while your ship sank,
yes,
you will be respawn on a new ship away from that area.
okay.
Yeah.
Because okay. All right.
So it's basically we can now take over ships.
Thank goodness, because what was the point before?
Well-
yeah, you drive off with someone's ship and
They'll
I-
appear.
But the thing
they
is,
appear. Oh, do we not know? Is this causing? This is blowing.
well,
your
because it
mind?
says it says now if you perish after your ship is sunk,
Oh, it's only after it's
you will
sunk.
respawn on a new ship away from the scene after your watery demise. Right.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's
so
only
it's
if you
not when you
take down.
capture one; it's when you blow one up.
Yeah, but they do need to fix that capturing. Like maybe there's a point on the ship that if someone actually captures, you can't respawn there anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But very cool. Also, you know how I talked about? So I actually played the last beta last week. You know how I talked about how I like customizing characters? They have a somewhat character customization. You don't have full control. They basically what they do is they give you a wheel of 5 characters, 5 pirates that you can search over, and you can refresh them. You're like, oh, I don't like these guys. You refresh them, and it gives you a new set of 5. So you can really kind of pick the pirate that you want to be. And the reason they did that is because they didn't want generic kind of, but they wanted something that you can only get in Sea of Thieves. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
They wanted that pop out there pirate, so you can get all different sorts of pirates. But what's cool is if say you like one pirate out of the wheel of 5, you can actually save that pirate and then switch out the 4 or whatever, right? And you can kind of get a mugshot lineup almost of all your pirates there, and you can finally pick one and log in and
I like that.
and do very
I was
cool.
always
So
the fat lady.
yeah, and you can pick her. You can still be her. So we also got City Skylines coming to
Whoa.
Game Pass next month,
Excellent.
which is very cool.
City Skylines is so much fun. I'm
Pixark.
so exciting for everybody. So excited.
They
for
talked
everybody.
about Pixark on Xbox, on Inside Xbox.
This is-
Pixark
Okay. what's
is
Pixark?
hilarious.
What is it?
Ark,
Uh-huh.
Minecraft. style graphics.
That is hilarious.
So basically, what happened? I guess
Arc survival.
Yeah, well, kind of. Well, it's like it's pixels, right? I don't. Yeah. Basically, kind of what happened is they wanted the Arc to be a little bit more kid friendly for the younger viewers, and they kind of started doing this. But they found that a lot of people just started playing it in their internal testing because it's hilarious. So like, and it's the same thing. Like you go through the exact same process you would in Arc. It's just the entire graphics scheme is changed to like pixel and stuff, and like it's more ability. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Awesome.
It's hilarious.
That's
so
actually really.
It looks
cool.
really cool. They announced it. It's coming out March 27th, so not too far.
Very nice.
And
last but not least, is that everything?
That was
in the Xbox.
That was in the
show?
Inside Xbox. There's a lot of cool stuff there. The next one is in April, so we got one next month.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing these. And like I said last week, someone in Discord had mentioned they think this is basically Xbox taking on a Nintendo Direct, which I think is so smart. Why wait, or why allow third-party news sites to discuss your news release and then insert their own opinion or assertions or guesses? Why not just control it from top to bottom? You have that power now with social media, with how social and connected the console is right now. Why not just do that? Why not just control it?
And if you haven't seen it, they do have the vid docs on YouTube where you can go find them. It's really cool. I do have to say one more thing. They did some giveaways, right?
Okay.
There's golden bananas that they're giving. They're doing like contests for to give away, and for Sea of Thieves, golden bananas, which is really cool. But check this out.
Yeah.
Xbox One X gold, like not the color gold, real
24 karat gold,
like gold.
Dude,
if you're gonna make a time machine, why not do it in style?
And so Major Nelson came out with his cool white gloves and he showed it off, and it was real 24 karat gold Xbox One X. I forget what you actually had to do. Awesome. I should have remembered, but I forget what you actually had to do. It was really cool though.
Before we move on to the next story, this just in ESO guilds, we have a guild now. Jordan is the guild master.
You are actually the guild master now, aren't you?
Am I?
I thought I changed it to you.
Apparently, I'm the guild master because
we're all officers and can do whatever we want.
There are others currently active in ESO. There are others active in ESO currently who are asking to become officers, so that they can invite others to. Yes, ESO is making a huge comeback, especially in our community. Yeah. Lately, so I didn't realize I was the guild master.
I think you are. I'll double check.
We'll double check.
Yeah, you're the gatekeeper.
I'm the gatekeeper.
Keymaster.
We will get you in there. Head over to MMO on Discord, where you can on the MMO channel. That's games like Monster Hunter. That's games like ESO.
Would you like some cotton candy? My wife just brought in some cotton candy.
That does look good. I'll have some a little bit later.
Keep talking about whatever you're talking about. I'll eat.
Anyways, head over to Discord. Chat us up there. Games 24/7. But we have an MMO channel specifically. Now, when BDO comes out, Black Desert Online, let me tell you, I'm going to be all about that. Which Black Desert Online did just get their official website, Xbox website up.
Yes. Did you see that?
On March 14th. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Blowing my mind.
Let's talk about that right now.
Boom. Let's go there.
The Xbox website is now up for Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just there's Black Desert Online,
and then there's
Xbox.
Well, there's forums. There's forums.
Yeah,
specific,
and you can talk about it.
Specific for it.
Basically, we didn't get like a release date.
No, not yet.
Of course, but if they put out a website, they're serious about something. You don't just make those.
No, you don't make.
You don't just make one and throw it up and announce it on Twitter. I mean, they're serious about something. But the BDO Xbox website is now out. All you have to do is type in Black Desert Online
console Xbox One.
Yeah.
Black Desert Online Xbox One, and it'll pop up. It'll be like the first thing
in
search for you there. I'm really excited for Black Desert Online.
Very cool. It's got, like David
really
said, it's got the forums. You can hang out, talk about a little.
What I like about Black Desert Online is the end game in that game is PvP, and that is awesome. It's not like a traditional huge raiding thing. You're literally leveling up to get into a clan, and then it's like world versus world. The things that happen in the world with your clan or your guild affects the economy and everything surrounding it. So awesome, so cool. I'm so excited for Black Desert Online. It's going to be my EVE Online. I'm going to lose my life in it.
Yeah, right. Very cool. Very cool. So be sure to go check out their webpage. If you can't find it, they announced it on Twitter this week. You can kind of just scroll back through their Twitters and check it out. But it's very cool. I think I even retweeted it, so you can even check my Twitter. So, But very cool. Big news for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. They hit 5 million players on Xbox.
That's
which
huge.
Is very
Congratulations.
Cool. That is a lot of people. That's 5 million people.
It's a lot of dollars. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Golf clap. Golf clap. Congratulations to PlayerUnknown.
It's a lot of dollars
for all of your success.
Very good. Very
well
cool.
Done.
And in celebration of the 5 million players, PlayerUnknown's Battleground is giving out free swag.
Oh, boom.
to your online avatar.
Yeah, you get
They're
cool
giving you-
jackets.
cool jackets. Just a couple cosmetic items, which is
They're
really cool.
really starting to pick up their game. It seems like
Yeah.
they're ramping up, and it seems like updates are being announced more often, more
Yep,
cosmetics.
they actually just came out with an optimization patch. I
They-
believe this week or last. Yeah,
They
so-
see how Fortnite has capitalized and are trying to chase competition. This is why competition is so good. It brings out the best in people.
Yeah.
Very
For
good.
sure, for
And
sure.
also, don't quote me on this, but I think the desert map Miramar
Mhm.
is coming to console. I believe is it next month?
Oh,
I think it might be next month.
Don't
Don't quote
quote
me
him on
on
that,
that,
but
I'm. You
if
know,
it's true,
if
that's
I think
very
it's true.
exciting.
I think I heard that somewhere.
A bunny
But
token.
yeah, very cool. So congratulations to PUBG, 5 million players, and that's
We're
I
going
mean
to Miramar.
you got to think. I mean, Fortnite has 5
Enjoy-
million players, but Fortnite's free. So this is PUBG's a $30 early access game on Xbox One, and
Yeah.
this is 5 million on Xbox. You know what I mean? That's a good
Witcher
number.
and Soul Calibur 6 has some big news
Yeah.
that I am so excited for.
So you know how the fighting games always have guest characters?
Yes.
Soul Calibur
I
6
saw
probably
this.
has the best guest character,
Oh, man.
Geralt of Rivia, the White
Yeah.
Wolf,
The White Wolf.
and his
I don't know
combat
how he
styles.
could lose.
His combat.
He's gonna win every
yeah.
fight.
Yes, magic.
Well, that's what's so cool about his combat style. It's a little bit of melee, a little bit of magic. You know, it's very
But isn't it? It's not real magic. It's like rune magic.
signs.
Signs. Yeah. It's signs.
Did you see when he
Just as
uses
cool.
the like, the Jedi mind trick sign and then slaps the guy? That was good.
Soul Calibur 6. So I've never. Have you guys played a Soul Calibur?
I played. I think it was either 3 or 4. The one with Link and Darth Vader and Yoda. That one.
Let me ask you this: what makes Soul Calibur such a big deal? I've never played it, so
It's
I
a
don't
fighting
know.
game.
Yeah, but you have Injustice, you have Mortal Kombat, you have Killer Instinct. Soul Calibur just seems to be held up as this ultra
fighting
fighting
game.
game. What makes it? What makes
Well,
it so good?
Honestly,
They get,
there's
they
not
get
really.
Geralt
Well,
It's just that-
and
it's
I
Link
mean,
and
you
Darth
get
Vader
it's
and
like-
Yoda.
Yeah.
And I will say the style is it a 3D fighting game?
No,
Because
no,
some
no,
of the
it's like
cutscenes, they were in
Mortal
like
Kombat.
3D. Those were just cutscenes.
I'm
that I was
pretty
watching
sure
then.
it's. I mean,
like Tekken or something.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat style.
I gotta say, I don't think I've played a bad fighting game.
This is true. So
I think fighting games are just well.
I think it's really hard to mess up a fighting game.
Yeah.
well, I started. My wife and I started.
I mean, look
on,
at Clay Fighters. That was a great game too.
Yeah, we started-
Elvis. I think that was awesome.
Well, we started doing the Injustice too because the cutscenes and the stories that go along with.
Yeah,
that
I
game
saw you were on
blow-
there.
Blow my mind. In fact, we got through the first cutscene, and the story is so intertwined. I think with the first Injustice, we're going back. I put that
and the
on
first
pause.
one's fantastic.
Yeah, we put it
Yeah.
on pause, and we're going back to the first one.
It's another Justice League story
This
about
one's
Superman.
This one's the Gods Among
I mean,
Us,
come
right?
on.
That's Injustice Gods Among Us, right?
Yeah.
The first one? Yeah, that's the one that we've gone back to, and we're going to go through the story of that. And it's just, they did, that campaign is so good because of those cutscenes. But it got me thinking, especially when I saw this, I really want to try Soul Calibur. I like these fighting games. I like that it's simple. It's one match, in, out, boom, bada bing, bada boom, get her done, and go home.
Yeah, it's fun.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm
bing,
excited.
bada
I'm probably
Yada
buying.
yada yada.
I'm probably getting this Soul Calibur because Geralt.
Yeah, is that big? Okay, what character? Jordan just said Geralt, Witcher. He's buying. What character does Soul Calibur need to add for you to buy this?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. The guy would be awesome on there.
Oh man,
His eyebrows, he'll stop and try to get the crowd to cheer
Oh
him on.
dude, that's now
that would be hilarious.
I think you've got something there. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Whoa.
On Soul Calibur, that would be so sweet. His little.
Could he? How would he
Against
fight
Geralt.
against? How would he fight
He's
against
a
sword?
fighter,
How would he? But against a sword?
He'll do the people's elbow.
dude. Yeah, he'll figure it out. He's the Rock. Yeah, I like how you must be writing something else because right when I said that, you're writing that down.
Yeah, I'm writing that down.
I gotta write a
I
letter
gotta
to Soul
write.
Calibur.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
This is awesome.
For me, the character that would make me buy Soul Calibur.
Well, because you could always do like John Marston.
No, John Marston would be weak in that game.
No way, man.
Yeah.
You can do a cowboy. No, he's.
No, that's not the coolest. Like Master Chief would be cool in that game.
What's the difference?
Yeah, it's
They're
so
both the
gun-
same character. Just
No.
one's sci-fi
But you
and
gotta-
one's
you
cowboy.
gotta think-
Sci-fi is
you
way
gotta
cooler
think-
because you could have like
you
a
gotta think
ground
they're-
pound super hammer coming down.
You got to think they're fighting. So like Geralt fits because his fighting style fits. You know.
Yeah,
what
see,
I
I
John
mean?
don't-
Marston's superpower could be like a steam train coming in and smashing in.
I think Master Chief would be cool in that. I don't know if a character. I don't know. I asked the question and I don't even know what character. Master Chief would probably be pretty friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
They did Link, I know, before. How did Link handle in the
Well, they
last
did
Soul
Link,
Calibur?
Darth Vader, and Yoda, and that's the one I've played.
Yoda's cool.
Well, even Darth Vader, like one of the
Oh.
greatest bad guys of all time, before you knew his backstory.
Oh, I know who they could get. Gandalf the Grey.
Hey, see that?
Gandalf the White.
Gandalf the Grey.
Well, because you'd have to do the gray because then he's
Yeah.
actually.
And
know,
then no,
he
his
can be stopped.
superpower would be going white. Like that's his special.
That would
that's
be his
special,
ultimate
his
ability.
ultimate ability. Dude, Gandalf the Grey, you shall not pass.
All
Move,
his
and he
whole
just
move
cracks open
is he
the
just-
floor and you fall.
with
Fly,
the
you
Balrog.
fools! Fly, you fools! Dude, that'd be so awesome. Anyone from any Hobbit. would be cool.
Any hobbit?
Any Hobbit.
A hobbit?
Be
They
a
would get-
little quick ninja.
But they're not. They're. What are they gonna do? Smoke weed and drink beer?
Oh no! The bow and arrow dude.
Legolas.
Oh, Legolas, yeah,
man,
yeah.
he'd be cool in
But see,
that.
Gimli?
That's- Yeah.
Gimli would be weak.
No, he'd be hilarious.
Gimli,
Man.
he would be funny.
On my axe.
He'd be a bruiser. He'd be
He'd be a
slow,
bruiser,
but
yeah.
heavy hits.
slow with heavy
Yeah,
hits.
he
Yeah.
could do it because with an axe and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's
Oh,
totally
how about
possible.
Rocky?
Rocky.
Bring in Rocky
In
with
his
some
American
boxy
flag
gloves,
shorts?
With his American flag shorts.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Those are Apollo shorts, by the way.
You put Rocky in Soul Calibur 6, and I am there.
Rocky and Apollo's shorts.
Rocky and Apollo shorts. Yes.
That's a power combination.
Oh. And what is
no.
his special power? What's his special move?
He says, "You will lose."
Adrian!
He climbs a mountain.
Yeah.
Whatever his
He has
special...
a montage.
Whatever
That's
his-
the move. It's a montage.
It's a montage, and during the montage, he's just beating this guy
It's a
up.
training montage.
So cool.
And then he just hits him once and knocks him out. A full 25-second training
Oh, dude,
montage.
that's- okay, I
Then
know
it
now.
flashes back over.
I know now why Soul Calibur is such a big deal. It's the characters. Just adding the characters in. There you go.
So anyway, Soul Calibur 6 having Geralt, very, very cool. And they were actually playing on a Kaer Morhen map.
Yeah. Now a
So-
big teaser trailer came out this
Yes,
week.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, do we have that grunt? Do we have a grunt? Did we add in the grunt? Can we get one here?
Yeah, let me grab it.
Oh, that's like a question mark. I know.
I don't have the
That
other
would be
grunt.
like it. Oh, man.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Just a teaser. It shows her.
South America.
it
Those are
shows-
South America pyramids.
Was it the Mayans?
I believe it's the Mayans or the Incas.
And then all of a sudden, a kind of eclipse animation happened. And I wonder if that ties into the shadow of the Tomb
I don't
Raider.
know. I don't know.
She's gonna be chasing her shadow. Actually, I've been playing games this week. I've been trying to catch up on my backlog. So I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed and I played a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider because I've been playing a lot of.
Toss me the pen. Good right notes. I gotta take notes of what I need.
I've been playing a lot of multiplayer games lately. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't been beating games lately because I'm playing
'cause of
multiplayer.
yeah.
So I went back and I'm going to my backlog. I'm trying to beat Assassin's Creed Origins and I'm trying to beat Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I can appreciate that.
And Rise of the Tomb Raider was
So
a
good.
lot of fun. And then I saw this announcement this week and I just kind of I think I might
This is
hit
so.
Rise of the Tomb Raider hard.
This is where I love the Game Pass. I'd never really taken a look at the Game Pass. I've casually browsed it before. Oh, what's on there? Okay, let's go check this out. But in playing games that are good games, for instance, I downloaded Darksiders, the original Injustice, because we're going to go through that, and the Tomb Raider, because I'm going to go through that
Yeah.
with my wife. I want these story games as a family that plays together, stays together.
I like it. I like it.
But that's where Game Pass is a big deal. And seeing this Tomb Raider really made me want to go back and get in on that. Call of Duty World War II.
Yes, Call of
St.
Duty
Patrick's
World
Day
War
event.
II has a
Happy
St.
Patrick's Day,
Yes.
everybody, by the way.
And
Don't
Call
get-
of Duty is
don't-
celebrating with a St. Patrick's Day event with
Yes.
new loot. So very cool. Be sure to check that out if you're playing Call of Duty.
Oh, so
Fortnite removes another weapon. They actually removed 2 weapons this week.
Smoke grenades.
Smoke grenades they removed. The reason they removed the smoke grenade is because they said it wasn't being used a lot, and they just wanted to kind of
Well,
take it away.
Because it wasn't very good.
Well,
really.
that's why. And I actually like that. Like they're thinking like, okay, this weapon's not being used a lot. Why is it in the game? So
Yeah.
they took it out. Now that they're not saying it'll never come back. They didn't really say anything. They said why they removed it, and then of course that they're going to work on some internal stuff. Maybe they'll tweak some things, and maybe later when they feel it's a little bit more viable or it can have a lot more impact in gameplay,
Yeah.
they'll put it back in. The other weapon that they removed was actually the boogie bomb. I guess there was a bug, and they removed it.
What was the bug? Because I might have experienced
I
the
have
bug.
no idea what the bug was.
Like permanent dancing? Was that the bug?
I don't know.
Because I had a permanent dancing.
That
and
might have been the bug.
I was just running around.
Yeah, I don't know.
dancing.
I don't know what the.
Can I ask you guys this with Fortnite?
They also added remote detonators too,
Yes, they did add that a little while ago.
which I've
yeah.
actually gotten kills with. Those are
You
they're
like those?
interesting.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it changes things.
But yeah, they're taking out. They took out the boogie bomb to fix the exploit, is what they said, and it's temporarily disabled. So this is not like the smoke grenade. The boogie bomb will come back, but they gotta fix what was wrong with it. So very cool.
Let me ask you guys this, since we're on the topic of Fortnite. Bill Sweeney writes in and asks, would Fortnite benefit from a non-building mode? He says, the building is what I really don't like in Fortnite, but I know a lot of people that really do. What if they offered a non-building mode? He said, I would play more, I think. What are your thoughts in having a mode that's non-building?
That's tough because that's such a deep part of the strategy of the game. I would say try another Battle Royale game like PUBG.
I think Fortnite's building is what.
But what if they had it as an so they have duos? But maybe what you do is you say it's almost like a team deathmatch, but you say we're going to lower it to only 10 people in on a smaller map, no building.
They could do that. They actually right now they have 5 teams of 20 facing each other. So I mean they do experiment with modes.
You could do something like that.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Do you think that segments your audience too much? Or?
Their audience is so big it doesn't
matter.
It doesn't matter. We get right when you press find match, it finds 100 players that quick.
Oh, that's insane if you think about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, I actually don't think it's hard to see Fortnite Battle Royale without building.
Yeah.
It's just hard to see.
It's what makes it. You know what I mean? It's niche.
You'd be taking away what sets it apart.
Yeah. I mean, it also, like I said earlier on the show, it adds more of a chess game feel to it because when someone's rushing you and they're building, they have to build a certain way, and you have to build around them, and it becomes this dance. It becomes this dance of trying to
dance of death.
It really is, and you don't get that with any other Battle Royale game out there. Yeah. So you take away that, you take away one of the major reasons why you would want to play Fortnite over any other Battle Royale game.
Yeah, great question, Bill Sweeney, though, and an interesting concept. I'm glad that you asked.
Can I give him a tip?
I would recommend, like we talked about earlier, the Darwin Project might be for you. It's a little bit different. No building, instead it's that crafting without that building mode. I would highly recommend you check that out. But
what I did, because building was really hard for me at first as well, and it's really frustrating when you see streamers that play on PC. The advantage of PC over console in this game is you can hotkey any style.
It's one button.
Yeah, any style of. You can hotkey a wall. You can hotkey the floor, stairs, or whatever to any keyboard button, so you can build really quick without thinking. The muscle memory is there. With the console, you have to right bumper over, and there's settings in the settings that make that better. But what I would recommend, what helped me a lot, was I would consider maybe 20 minutes of my gaming, 30 minutes of my gaming training. Mm-hmm. And I would, when I start the match, I would always go to Wailing Woods. It's in the top right, and it has a ton of trees. And hardly anyone ever goes there because there's not a lot of loot there. There's like a maze and stuff. But just drop down there and just, for the whole match, farm trees and then practice building. Farm trees, practice building, and try to get faster and faster. And right now, I can build like crazy.
Boom.
It honestly took me 40 minutes of that, and now I'm good to go. Yeah. The hardest part about this game is you can't practice. There's no real mode to practice besides the main game, and the main game you don't want to waste your materials because you have to get those.
And that's
why are we talking about practice?
If you have the main game does cost.
Yeah,
money,
and the main game
is on Tuesday, which means it's only 4 days away.
So it's going to be this game.
March 20th.
I'm excitedly nervous about this game because I think this game could change everything. This could be Microsoft's Minecraft, so to speak. It could be its #1 game, or it could just be super hyped and in 2 weeks it's gone. And I could see this game honestly going either way. I don't see this game just being in the middle. I see it super hyped. It was fun for what it is, but now in 2 weeks it's over. Once you beat it, you're done. It's not keeping you coming back. Or I could see this taking over everyone's life.
Yeah.
I hope it's the latter. But that's why I'm excitedly nervous for this game.
One thing they showed in Inside Xbox, which I didn't mention earlier, is in Sea of Thieves, the goal is to become a pirate legend.
Yeah.
And once you become a pirate legend, you get access to the pirate legends, tavern, if you will.
Booty.
So it gives you
pirate legend booty.
Yeah. So what's really cool is
the way you looked at me. I kind of feel a little uncomfortable now, just the way you undressed me with your eyes.
What's really cool is when you go to this pirate legend spot, like there's different things you can do there, things that are only for the pirate legends. What's really fun is you can so say I'm a pirate legend and you're not, I can take you with me and say, hey, this is what you're shooting for.
And then I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you can see it.
How
and
do
it's
I
pretty
get
cool.
here?
And then when I leave,
So,
you get kicked out.
Did they show? Now, I did not have a chance. I watched part of it. I watched the first part where they were showing off stuff you could buy, collector's items, physical collector's items, and I wanted everything. You put collector in front of something, and I want it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's my nature, but it is my nature. Anyways, did they show any type of end game? Cracking, is that end game, or is that like a world event, or is there any type of what is the end game here? Like, what after you become a pirate legend, then what? Do you know? Do we know yet?
I don't know.
I hope it's difficult to get to that point.
But the thing is, yes, if
that's what hurt Destiny.
If that takes 500 hours, then I think you're done. But I don't know. I mean, it's constantly progressing. Maybe they have reputations at the end that you want to keep grinding because they'll release new gear to higher
light
reputations.
levels.
Yeah, there you go. So, but it's coming. Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter are having a crossover.
Yes.
So Dante from Devil May Cry,
You can get the skin.
Mark, this is the game with one of your favorite cutscenes. By
I
the
know
way.
it's fantastic.
Yeah, the white, not the new Devil May Cry, the one with the white hair, the older one.
Yeah,
with one of your favorite cutscenes. He's in Monster Hunter.
I saw that. I saw this trailer.
He's bringing in. You can go in and play as him and go hunt the monsters.
Now, do you have
Dante.
to unlock him and unlock his skin or something? Or can
I'm not
anyone
too
just
sure
play
how
him?
the crossover, but the last crossover they had was, I think, for PlayStation only. So this is the first crossover coming to the Xbox.
And is it permanent or is it temporary?
I don't know.
I think it's permanent. Hopefully, it's
I
permanent.
think it might be temporary,
Oh well, then we don't know.
but it might be permanent.
Okay then.
Also,
Crossover characters, though. What crossover character would make you jump back into Monster Hunter if you're out?
Frasier.
Geralt.
Geralt. Your answer is
Okay.
Geralt.
Well, he technically is
The
a monster
same.
hunter. I mean, he actually legitimately.
Because I think when you look at Devil May Cry and you look at the things that they were doing,
Well, a
with the
Witcher
Devil
is a
May-
monster hunter.
and you look at the things they were doing, fighting monsters with the Devil May Cry, he's got that sweet sword and get up there. It looks so cool. You could bring in other characters. What
he was like roasting his chicken while a monster was trying to fight him in the background. It was pretty funny.
Oh, so awesome!
But-
So
Devil May Cry-
What character would you bring you back? Or not bring you back? You're not really out of Monster
Geralt.
Hunter, but so Geralt.
Yeah.
Geralt, I mean,
He is a monster hunter.
He's the answer for all those games.
Yeah.
Geralt.
He is not a monster hunter. He is the monster hunter.
yeah.
He is.
He's the White Wolf.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a cool name, the White Wolf.
Okay, I
You
will
don't just
say.
get that
I
name.
will say what I said before. I think Legolas in Monster Hunter would be
With the bow,
freaking
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Little elf, any elf.
He's agile. He jumps on him.
Yeah, like that scene where they come over the ridge and he like spins around
Yeah.
the horse wolf.
stabs in the neck and fires again. from
Yeah.
the-
But that's kind of one of those things. Like he killed like 3 guys before the rest got there.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
it
is-
was kinda
He
fair.
killed more than
Him
3.
and the dwarf are like counting, and what they were showing on screen, they're like, I got 30. Oh, 29. Like, the dwarf's not keeping up with you. What?
I know.
He could barely hobble up the ridge. He's not keeping up
But
with you.
he's a heavy hitter, man.
Yeah.
I mean, one hit.
he just
I mean-
swing. His axe is big.
Yeah,
So it
that's
takes out
true.
2 or 3 people.
Okay.
at
Back in the 30s, they'd pinch hit him on the baseball team because
Yeah.
the pitcher wouldn't be able to throw it at him, you know?
That's true.
And then once he does
Yeah,
connect,
that's
it's
true.
gone.
Why don't? I wonder, have they ever tried that? Dwarfs for Major League
Oh my
Baseball.
God, I don't want to go there.
You could never strike them
They
out.
did that in the 20s and 30s,
Did
didn't
they really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
think
this.
it was actually a legit strategy that made it because their strike
Yeah,
box.
your strike zone is so. And if you're a ref, how are you gauging that? You basically got to throw
No.
at the ground.
I seriously think, and I might be crazy because I don't know my baseball lore, but I think they did that for a long time, or at least for a time, like in the early days
the
times.
early days.
the
of
early
baseball.
days of baseball, the times we don't talk about.
Anyway, moving on.
Time where Babe Ruth was a badass.
Yeah.
And could smoke, drink beer, and eat hot dogs right before going
Right
out
before,
and,
and
hitting
then
a home run.
he literally would just waddle to first base and then go home,
Yeah.
and someone else would run the rest of the way.
All right, so moving
Did you know
on.
he did that too?
What?
He never ran the full 4. There was a time where you didn't go run around the bases.
If you hit a home run.
Yeah, he just like waddled to first and then went back home with his ladies.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that
then
was a
someone
thing.
else ran the rest of the way
I
for
know that
him.
was
He
a-
had it made.
He was a pitcher as well. Did you know that?
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a pitcher. Very good pitcher. The man was an athlete. Man was an
He
athlete.
was.
Athletic
Moving
guy.
on
I'd like to
to
see
a
Babe Ruth in Monster
galaxy
Hunter with a
far,
big
far
bat.
away.
Or Soul Calibur.
Babe Ruth
Oh,
and
yeah.
Soul Calibur.
Oh.
Oh,
Now we're
man.
talking.
Well, that would be good. And like have like Elvis, like
No,
from
it's
Clay
good.
Fighter, like
Let's
the old Elvis,
Let's go.
the end of his prime.
Let's go. Let's go whimsical here. I want the
Oh.
Easter Bunny.
The
in
Easter
Soul
Bunny in
Calibur.
Soul Calibur.
Like an angry Easter Bunny that does some kind of like thumper move with its big paws, like a giant bunny that looks all cute and adorable and then just unleashes. Oh, Soul Calibur. You could have what's his face from Attack on Titan in there.
Oh, Aaron or
Oh.
Levi? Captain Levi.
Captain
Yeah.
Levi.
Captain
it would
Levi.
be okay.
That would
okay,
be cool
Here's
in Soul
here's a
Calibur.
question we all want answered.
He would look weird.
Witcher versus Captain Levi.
though.
Geralt.
I don't know. That's a
Geralt
tough one.
versus Captain Levi.
Geralt, because he's got the signs again still.
But Captain Levi, like,
But yeah,
have you seen
He's
him?
got the ODM gear.
he's
I mean, how do you stop the
He's-
ODM gear?
he-
well. How far are you
He-
guys?
He
'Cause
kills
he's-
all these guys, and he doesn't even open his eyes very large.
Well,
like
he's-
he's like
Captain
yeah,
Levi.
he has the same facial expression. He's like, I'm done with
Captain
this.
Levi is from the Ackerman bloodline,
Oh.
which if you should have finished season 2,
I did,
it
yes.
kind of hints on that a little bit.
He's only like 15% when he fights. He's never turned it all on.
Yeah,
You okay.
he will.
But see, and then well,
Or
Geralt.
what about if you're Aaron, though, and you could just literally change into a Titan? That would be your
Yeah,
super
but you
move.
remember when Captain Levi beat the crap out of Aaron and said, "Hey, can you kill him? I can." I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
that's-
I
mean,
got that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like that's an intense part because he just kicks,
And you're just
kicks
like,
the
Oh,
crap
yeah,
out of
he
him,
really does.
and he's tight. But see, he's tied up though.
yeah.
Aaron's tied up.
But then he said he goes because they're thinking about dissecting Aaron, right? And he goes, well, if you dissect him and he turns into a Titan, can you kill him? And he looked over at the guys and he was like, I can.
That is cool. That is awesome. This just in, Contini in chat just subscribed. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Contini.
thank
That
you.
is awesome. Let's get some.
Appreciate
Can we get some celebration music here? Something
yeah.
celebratory
Well,
here.
You want real celebration?
Something
or,
big time. Just give
okay,
me.
okay. This is
This is
Golden
Contini.
Girls theme song.
Oh.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes. Thank you, Contini. Thank you for subscribing during the podcast. We really appreciate it. You now have the emotes unlocked in Mixer. No, seriously though. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You are our friend. No, thank you so much for all the support. Really, have we ever done that on stream? We haven't. That should be a new thing. You subscribe to us in Mixer during.
We'll give
the
you the
show.
Golden
You
Girls.
get the Golden Girls, baby. No, really, thank you, Contini. If you want to subscribe to us, it's another way to support the show. Mixer.com, and you get unlocked all the sweet, sweet emotes that are there, and you get a sweet X next to your name. I call it the Sex X. The sexy X. Sorry,
Okay,
I
there
forgot
you
the Y.
go.
The sex
Yeah,
X.
the
The
sex
sexy
X.
X.
That Y is pretty.
Whoa,
crucial.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Moving
All right,
on.
moving
Don't
on
search
to
for that on Google.
galaxy far, far away. Battlefront has news this week. They're
Bringing back microtransactions,
Huh?
baby.
Yep, so they're bringing back microtransactions. They will only be cosmetic microtransactions. You can't actually buy any game-changing
Here's the
stuff
thing.
here. They also revamped the star card system. So star card systems can no longer be
Purchased.
purchased or in loot boxes.
Yeah.
They're no longer there. What you have to do is as you level up, you get a skill point, and then you can take that skill point and upgrade a star card. Any star cards that you already have upgraded will stay upgraded, of course, but anything going forward after their patch, you will have to earn it via experience points, leveling up and getting those skill points, and then using those on your star cards. And then, of course, microtransactions, which will be returning, only cosmetics.
So here's the thing with microtransactions, and this is how as simple as it is. There's a lot of debate. Do microtransactions? Are we sick of microtransactions? Are we sick of loot boxes? Here's the thing: microtransactions can only be cosmetic. Period. That's it.
Mhm.
Any developer that wants to put in microtransaction, just have freaking cool stuff that makes my character look cool or our
And you'll
character look
buy
cool,
it.
and we'll buy it, and we won't complain about it. But when you try to weave in this progression system that encourages people to buy your boxes, that's where you mess up. Just don't even try it. Don't go there. Just stay on. And I think EA is doing that. So there you go.
Well, and I don't know. I feel like they knew because this system could have been thought. I mean, you think they just thought of this yesterday? I mean, this system could have been thought of and put in during launch. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I think they were
They
were trying to go.
What
for
they
the
were
money
trying
grab.
to do is think of a way to make lots of money
Well, I think what they
I
were
would
trying
say
to do
they
is
are not like a lot. I would say this is kind of upper management.
like
decisions.
like publisher, like the
Yeah.
money guys, the
Yeah.
CEO guys, not the game developers.
No, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't.
And I don't blame them for trying to do it, but
But I do
it
like
just
dice a lot.
illustrates it's got to stay simple. You just can't even dabble with it. You can't even try to think of a system that encourages you to purchase loot boxes unless it's cosmetic.
Yeah.
That is it. That's all that it can be. Forever and ever and ever. The end.
Yep. And I think they may have learned their lesson. So hopefully, the next Battlefront game,
Unless it's a poker game where you put in money to legitimately gamble. That's the only way that you could ever do anything like that.
Well, but see, that doesn't improve or take away your chances of winning. You're just putting money on the table, and you know what I mean. That's not influencing
It's
your
not
power
influence
to win.
your ability of the game. Yeah,
Unless
no,
it's
absolutely.
like a cash game and there's no limits, and you're me and have no money, and you're playing someone, I don't know, really good that has lots of money, then he can just outmuscle me. But that doesn't happen because you have limits and stuff like that in normal poker. So yeah, just what they should have done as just not put a free to play model on a $60 game.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's
honestly.
pretty
True.
much. Assassin's Creed:
Ooh,
Curse
yeah.
of the Pharaohs DLC is out this week. They came out with a launch trailer, and the game
I
released
watched
on
the
March
launch
13th.
trailer. It was sweet,
Yep,
man.
it's really cool. I've been trying to go back
There's
and
a
beat this
giant
game.
scorpion that someone's fighting in the desert, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!"
It's the
Do scorpions?
Curse of the
Okay,
Pharaohs.
spiders or scorpions? Which would you rather
scorpions.
find in your under your pillow when you go to bed at night?
Spider.
A spider or a scorpion?
Sorry, I was drinking a spider.
And when I say
Yeah.
spider, I mean a big,
like in
giant
a game.
tarantula.
Yeah, but that's a scorpion's. Yeah, no.
I think I'd go scorpion. Although scorpion seems
have-
like it's basically a lobster, a land lobster
Yeah.
with poison.
Wait, what's the question?
Okay, what's scarier? Because Assassin's Creed has that giant scorpion in it that I see fighting in this trailer,
Mhm.
and it just brought to my mind. What would you rather? You're going up to bed tonight. You throw open your sheets, and there is a giant tarantula or a scorpion. Which would you rather find?
I would rather have a tarantula because there's no human record. There's no record for a tarantula ever biting a human.
Oh, is there really?
There's
not?
none.
Really?
Yeah. So I would go tarantula because they're friendly.
Okay.
There you go. But the
They're
scorpions,
so gross.
those mess with
Okay,
me, man.
you go up.
They'll
and
kill
you're-
ya.
First of all, if I go to my bedroom tonight and find one of those in my bed, I'm just throwing everything away, burning
you're-
it all. I'm not laying in that bed
You're,
ever.
Wait, that's not an answer.
No, but I'm just saying.
I'll tell you
this
what,
is what happens.
You
in
have to
reality.
choose between A or B, but I'm choosing C
No,
because I asked the question.
No, I mean, just in reality, if this
Yeah.
really happened, I don't think I could ever sleep in that bed again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your man Dwayne the Rock Johnson actually ate a scorpion in the Scorpion King movie.
he was a scorpion.
Wait, did he do that like
he actually
as
was
part like it was a real thing, or was it?
Oh, it was in the movie. I
or
don't
was
know
it like
whether-
a hamburger that they
Don't-
digitalized into a
And
scorpion?
they probably
Don't-
digitalized it, but he did.
Don't know if you know this, but he was a scorpion in the Scorpion
Yeah.
King. He
Scorpion
became one.
King.
Dude,
Yeah.
it messed like the CGI wasn't at its
No,
prime at
it
that
wasn't.
time.
It was like,
it like was weird.
kind of ruined the movie for me. I'm not
know.
Yeah,
gonna
oh
lie.
yeah, that was the Mummy Returns, and then they made the Scorpion.
That was
King.
The
just
Scorpion
like a-
King was pretty good,
Yeah,
but
so, yeah,
the
the-
Mummy Returns.
The
when
Mummy
he turned,
Returns
it was like,
when he turned into it, and it was
What?
like
like,
was
was he
terrible.
even there, or did they just ask to use his face?
it wasn't his face. It was like some demonic, third semester college student CGI that just.
But
just
Brendan
terrifies
Fraser,
me.
man, that he's a good adventure guy.
Dude, I love Brandon
He
Fraser.
really is.
2 weeks ago, I went on a Brandon Fraser movie craze with my wife. We watched.
He's good in the Mummy movies.
He's really good.
Mm.
Like me and my wife watched Blast from the Past. Have you
That's a
ever seen
funny
that?
one.
Yeah,
That's
that
funny.
one's funny.
It's a good one.
That
It's a
was
good
really
one.
funny.
Encino Man.
George
George
of the Jungle.
I actually that's like a guilty pleasure movie because it's so stupid but funny.
Dude, he's hilarious.
And we
man.
watched that too. Like Brandon Fraser is a cool dude.
What's the one where he dates? Well, he's in there with the girl. What's her face? Reese Witherspoon? Is he in a movie? No.
That's Blast from the Past.
No. The one with the devil. She's a devil.
Oh, but Bedazzle.
No, it's not bedazzled, but it's something. I know what you mean.
No, it is. Yeah, it's.
It's something.
It's something
I think
like with
I think
a
it's.
B.
I
It
think
might
it's
be bedazzled.
I think it's Bedazzled.
Anyways, that one is pretty funny too.
Yeah,
Brendan
because he's
Fraser
with
is hilarious.
he's
in
with
that one.
Elizabeth
Yeah,
Hurley.
Chad's saying he's not. He's a
Bedazzled.
little
It is,
washed
yeah.
up. But when Brandon Fraser was in his prime, man, like Encino Man, I love Encino Man. That movie's fantastic.
The first Mummy was good. I like him in the Mummy movies. The story's meh. Well, at least after the first one.
Well,
anyway,
the
but-
first one was great. First
Yeah.
one was really
because
good.
he's a good adventure guy.
Yeah, he really
Big
is.
time.
Yeah.
He's
adventure
like
man.
your cheap Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next
your
news,
budget Harrison Ford is what he
before we
is.
move on to the next news story, let's check our leaderboards over at trueachievements.com. And this is our leaderboards for achievement hunting. And if you want to compare yourself to the rest of the community, you can do so every 7 days. It resets. And we go through the top 5 here on the show every week. TrueAchievements.com. Search for the XoneBros leaderboard and just go ahead and join it, and you will automatically be in to win. Our number 1 is Tushnik and Tay Miserly Pluto, and then coming in 4th and 5th.
That's an awesome username. The gamer tag's fantastic.
TT Dog, he's one of our blog writers there on the show, and NK Woa coming in 5th place.
Whoa!
Congratulations, golf clap time for
Yeah,
our
you
top
got-
5
you
in the
got a golf
community.
clap.
Thank you very much again. TrueAchievements.com, and just search X1Bros leaderboard. Come and join it every 7 days. It resets. It's a good time. We love it over there, and so shall you. Sega Genesis Collection is coming to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. How excited are we for this? I'm so excited, guys.
yeah.
I'm super excited.
I'm excited. Here, I'll do this. Yay. There we go. That's all you get.
50 games coming to the Xbox One from Sega Classic. Now, is there any Sega game that you really want in this, Mr. McSpicy?
Yeah, I really like the Sega Genesis X-Men game. I can't remember what it's called, but you could start off that level with Psylocke and Wolverine, and it was a really fun X-Men game. You could climb up the walls and go to the ceiling.
Yeah.
I remember it. It's vaguely in my memory, but I had to go to my friend's house to
play that.
because I never had a
I
Sega.
also never had a Sega Genesis. I was a Nintendo man.
And of course you got Sonic. I mean,
Sonic
Sonics
always
are
has to be
great.
in there.
Sonic and Tails.
It's your X-Men game is not in the 50 list that I see
Oh.
here. You got games like Golden Axe. I do remember Golden Axe,
I remember
Galaxy
Golden
Force,
Axe.
Fantasy Star. All of the Fantasy Stars are in there. You've got Shining Force, of course, a lot of the Sonics, including Sonic Spinball, which is a good time. I remember that. And Vector Man, Virtua Fighter 2, Wonder Boy is in there, and Toe Jam and Earl. Remember Toe Jam and
I
Earl?
loved Toe Jam and Earl. That was one of my favorite games.
So good.
I think I got in trouble because I went over to my friend's house way too much to play Toe Jam and Earl. I love Toe
funny.
Jam and Earl.
But speaking of Sega and Sonic, they actually released a teaser trailer,
Boom.
and people are
Thanks,
saying it's a Sonic racing game.
Oh.
So, very, very cool.
Fun times coming at us like it's 1985.
Very cool. And then last but certainly not least, Microsoft announced this week that this will be their biggest E3 showing ever.
Yeah.
I feel like they say that every year, but they've delivered, a couple times, over the past
they've
couple of
done,
years.
they've
they-
done well.
Well, let's
Yeah,
talk about
they're
that.
Good. So yeah, their biggest E3
Microsoft
ever.
readies their biggest E3 showing ever. Do you think that's true? True or false?
I think it's true.
Well, I mean, they definitely had to throw it through their legal team to make sure that it was a real statement.
Did you think
Everything
they
any
say
big
they gotta do
company
that?
ever
Yeah.
says is always
That's
ran
true.
through their legal.
Yeah.
There's because I do a lot of design work,
Mm-hmm.
for lots of companies, and I had the legal I have to write on ads is ridiculous, and every big company has a legal team.
Yeah, because
That
you
they-
become a target.
Yeah.
Biggest E3 showing ever. What do you think that means?
See, that could mean because it's so ambiguous. It
Yeah.
could mean the most games.
the biggest present, the most booths. I mean, then they could say that.
The biggest
I mean,
auditorium.
which they will because Mixer's
Yeah.
Mixer's doing some big
Biggest booth babes?
big things at E3.
Yeah.
They're going to be streaming from E3. I might be streaming going with their partners, so I might do some streams from
Yeah.
E3 there. Stay tuned for that. That will be a good time.
Hey, that would be cool.
Also, do you know what we get, guys, at E3?
Are we allowed to say?
Oh yeah, I mean it was on the E3 website. Anyone can
Okay,
go look
I
at it.
wanna know,
Breakfast
I
and
wanna know.
lunch. There's a breakfast and lunch.
We get a
area.
breakfast and lunch
yeah,
area.
Yeah, I'm really excited
Dude, this
for
is
it.
high class. I am so uncultured. I'm going to stand out.
So we have 2 king beds in our hotel. At
Hey,
E3.
you're sharing. I get my own.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask. Who shares?
Was there a
Oh,
couch
you guys
or
are
anything?
brothers.
Why don't we all just sleep on one? Let's just sleep on one.
Okay, yeah.
You want to?
And we put our luggage on the other.
Head to toe? Are we going head to toe?
No, I don't need to go head to toe. No way. Head to toes messed because the genitals still line up. Head to
I
toe.
know. That's what's funny about the head to toe.
Head to
You know,
toe.
It all lines up.
I'm really excited for E3. Everybody, we're going to E3.
man.
Come to E3. Join us. We're definitely going to be doing a meetup. But no, what does that mean? Seriously, Microsoft's biggest E3 showing.
I don't know.
Jordan,
I mean,
for
I
you,
feel like
what
I
does
feel like
for you, Jordan, what does Microsoft have to do for that statement to be true?
show off the next Halo game,
Oh,
like full like Halo.
actually,
6.
it is rumored that might be a thing.
I think it's about. I mean, we've gone. I think between Halo 4 and Halo 5, there's 2 or 3 years. I think we'll probably get an announcement of Halo at E3, and
Yeah.
it'll come out 2019.
Okay, Mr. McSpicy, for you, what
And
does
I think that'll be their show closer.
okay? So Halo for Jordan. For you, what does Microsoft have to do to
I
make
think-
that statement true?
I think one of my favorite E3s that Microsoft did was their greatest lineup ever.
Yeah.
And then they had Halo. They showed off
Gears.
Gears. Yeah, they showed off Tomb Raider.
Sea of Thieves,
Sea of Thieves. They showed
which
off all
is
those.
finally coming out.
I know that's funny. I guess that's just how it works.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of my favorite ones because it really was powerful. Just every character on that.
Games. Forza, I think they threw Forza in there.
Mhm. Well, yeah, they did, but I don't know. I just want to be dazzled.
Yeah.
And this is my first time going to E3, so it's not going to be hard to dazzle me. I'm a man of simple tastes.
You are a man of you're a simpleton, as it were.
Hey, I don't think those two things are the same thing.
So for you just want to see game after game after game. You
no,
like
I don't care about quantity. I care about quality.
Okay.
Like Jordan said, if they just show anything with Halo, I would even be happy with that. That because or heaven forbid, I know Rockstar is not an exclusive thing, but if they show something with Red Dead, I'll crap my pants. But just honestly stuff like that. I want quality over quantity.
I think they are going to show off 3 brand new AAA IPs.
Like
That
exclusives.
exclusives, yeah.
Well, they need it.
You know what's funny? I think you say that every year. They need at least 3. I think
No, I don't remember we should go back.
I really
Search
think,
the archives.
I really think 2 years ago you said they need at least 3, and they only came out with 1. I think it was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. So
Skill
ready
bound.
for this? Can I come back?
Skill-bound.
Can I come back to this? By the way, okay. So for E3, everybody, let's wrap it up. I think they need 3. For me, that would be a big show. 3 brand new AAA, really cool. I think out of those 3, one of those is going to be a Japanese style game. I think Xbox is all in on that market.
Yeah.
Where I'm going for those types of games. I mean, Sony owns those types of games.
Well, because JRPGs.
the homeland.
Yeah, it's the
The,
homeland.
the J in RPG is Sony.
Yeah.
The J stands for Sony.
And I've said this a lot, that I think the criticism that Xbox needs to have IPs is completely overblown. And when you look at PUBG with 5 million players, when you look at Sea of Thieves, the hype train that is behind Sea of Thieves. Now let's for a minute. This could go either way with Sea of Thieves. It could just be a meh. It could be terrible, or it could be the next big thing. Let's pretend it's the next big thing. If it's the next big thing, all of this talk for the past year of Microsoft needing an exclusive is done. You've got PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and you've got Sea of
Sea of
Thieves.
Thieves.
That's I mean, those 2 games alone, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, but think about it.
And if Sea of Thieves
If they had
is...
more than just those, I think that's the essential argument. Is if they had more.
They
of
want
those.
more first party exclusives.
Well,
like
Sea of
more-
Thieves is a first party.
Well, yeah,
exclusive.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they don't like Sony does have a lot of first party exclusives announced.
But my point is if Sea of Thieves is genre changing in its gameplay, which for all intents and purposes, that's the hype behind it. It could be, but let's pretend that it is, that it actually delivers on what it's promising. I think all of that conversation is for naught, because Sea of Thieves was the big IP. Nobody was giving it a shot, which is unfair, just because nobody was giving it a shot because it was announced 2 years ago, and this year there was nothing new. Well, everything that Sony brought out this year that was new is actually 2 years out, and everything that released this year was announced 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of applying a double standard in my mind. I do know that the criticism is real in the respect that they did announce a lot of first-party exclusives, and some of those look freaking awesome, and Microsoft really didn't. But honestly, if Sea of Thieves nails it, Microsoft's sitting pretty.
What's the? But see, okay, so I love Sony. Okay, every time thinks we're fanboys, we're not. We love all game systems. We all have, except you don't have a.
I don't have the PlayStation,
but me and Jordan do, and we love Sony. I think there is a double standard there. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I sit on the sidelines because I just like games and let the fanboys bicker. But
sure.
I see it all the time. But anyways,
do you think it's considered the hardcore game console because it has more JRPG type games? Sony.
Well, it's considered the hardcore game console by people that only have PlayStation.
That's true, because really the PC is probably legit the hardcore game console.
Yeah, well, see, that's such a... I hate that phrase. I would say hardcore gamers have all of them.
No, that's them. That's a great point because, yeah, they do. That's right. No, you're absolutely right.
Hardcore gamers have all of them and love all of them.
Hashtag truth right there.
Yeah. Anyways, but like there's a lot of like, I don't mean to get into this side thing, but there's a lot of games that I just don't get on Sony. Like, is it the Kojima game? What's that one where?
Actually,
Death
I think that looks so interesting.
But it makes no sense.
It does make no sense. But I mean,
neither did Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
but you
remember?
had a good time with that.
I understood Snake. I understood what he was doing. I understood special ops. I understood all that. But then when a wiener gun comes out from the giant ground and starts going, that stuff
from the Metal Gear,
you know. So that.
But that's the franchise. Though.
Dr. Teeth brings up a good point. Dr. Teeth says it's considered hardcore because it's winning. Agreed. I mean, you're right. You're right. That's what Dr. Teeth breaking it down to truth.
No, but
fundamental truth right there.
That game. I just want to bring up that game because we know nothing about gameplay. We know, like the first trailer that game had, it was like some baby coming from oil and freaking me out. You know, like it was like being
I like that too.
But how many emotions did that trailer make you feel like that? I mean, it's making you think.
Everyone is praising it, and I'm like looking at it, going,
"Well, I think
it's like modern art.
It's like the Lost effect.
Yeah,
like it leaves you like, what? And for a lot of people, that's I need to see more. But for you, it's like. You didn't tell me anything.
Well,
there's this episode.
I think a lot of people are praising it because of Hideo Kojima.
There's this episode of The Simpsons where Homer accidentally makes modern art out of like a wheelbarrow because he was beating it up, and everyone praised him as like the new artist. I feel like I'm like sitting watching that trailer, and I'm in the museum, and it's modern art, and everyone's praising it, and I'm looking around going. Dude, the king has no clothes.
Have you seen?
I really don't see what's.
Have you seen the social experiments that they've done on that? They've like been at like cocktail parties where that are at art fundraisers, and a guy. I wish I knew the YouTube channel. This guy does these types of social experiments all the time.
Yeah,
he's almost like a comedian, but he's not. But he goes over and it's like a light switch on a wall. It's something that's part of the building. And he goes over and he just acts like he's holding his glass of wine and he just acts like it's art and like, oh, look at this. It's amazing. And soon a crowd is behind him. And then everybody's like discussing it.
That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because it makes no sense. It looks, I know nothing of the game. I know nothing of like the engine or anything.
Have you seen the newest trailer?
No.
It's a little bit longer.
Wait, is that the one with the where they have the weird flashing?
Yeah, and there's invisible
and they come
people.
from this cielos. What's it?
It reminds.
Sky?
It's very like Prometheus. You know, it's very,
it is Prometheus.
It's
That's
very
true.
like
It kind of does have that feel. Absolutely,
gives me that vibe.
But so like I'm watching this and I'm like, it's just a CGI that
it's not showing anything of gameplay.
A very derailed CGI Pixar created that I don't. It just messes with, and I don't know what the whole shindig was about. I felt like I was just going, "What the hell was that? That's a game."
That's funny. Contini in chat, who is, by the way, look at that sexy X next to your name, Contini. Thank you so much again. What's your guys' plans for E3 with streams, interviews, podcast, etc.? Any anticipated schedule? So we've not yet nailed down our schedule. Things that we plan on doing. On interviews, we'll see how that goes. What we are going to do, obviously, is our podcast during E3. Or for E3, a wrap up like we do every year, and we are going to do a meetup. Those are the two things that are for sure happening. A meetup somewhere in E3. Hooters is 1 block away. I think we might do our meetup at Hooters.
I love Hooters. They have like the greatest cheesesteak sandwiches I've ever had.
Food.
Yeah, we might reserve a room or something. Just get a room, go hang out at Hooters. It might be fun. We're gonna have lots of behind the scene footage, lots of recordings. We're gonna network like crazy, get to know everybody, so we can have tons of interviews when we get back for you guys, but nothing nailed down. As we get closer, as we start nailing stuff down, we will. Oh, Ronan ate Hooters last year. There we go. Once
right
we get
across the
stuff
street, yeah.
nailed down, we will let you guys know. Great question. That brings us to the discussion segment of our show, and we have Andrew on the show this week for you to talk about how to go full-time streaming. I know a lot of people in the community are attempting to stream, and we get this question, on tips and advice. So I thought we'd have Andrew on, who he himself from the Level Up Show is going full-time streaming, to share some tips with you. Here he is. Hope you guys enjoy. I'd like to welcome back to the show Andrew from the Level Up Network. He's a friend of the podcast. He's been here before. You all know him. Andrew, thank you so much for being on the show with us again.
No problem, Dave. It's awesome to be here again. And it's been a while, but we've kept in contact, and it's really cool. Like we've had like certain big milestones happen since the last time I was on the show. We both passed 200. We talked about that. You guys just announced that you're doing like a broadcasting thing on Twitch 24/7.
Yes.
You're talking to me about that. So just a lot of cool things have happened. I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm excited to be here again to talk.
No, absolutely. And something exciting that is happening with you is you have announced that you are planning to go full-time streaming. You're making the jump. And that's actually why I wanted to have you on the show, because we have a lot of people in the community who always ask about tips about streaming and stuff like that. So I thought, well, who better? Let's talk to the man who's in there. He's making the sausage. He's going through it right now.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that announcement. And
it's a nerve-wracking thing, right? It's like, when do you take the leap? Because it's a big deal, especially if you're in the situation I'm in. Like, I have a wife, I have a child, I have a full-time job currently. I'm an architect right now, and I work 40 hours a week, and then I jump on really late at night to get my streaming in, because that's really the only way that I can do it. And you see that on Twitch a lot. Like, this is what people do. They have to try and find the time that works for them, and hope that they can, with that schedule, break through to a certain audience. And I would say in the last year especially, I decided, okay, like, I did talk shows for 4+ years. At that time, it was 3+ years. And I was like, I need to start getting into the variety game streaming. I need to start building a community more than ever. And really, like, I decided, like, I'm going to go harder at this than I ever have before. Like, a year ago, I decided, because in my head, I knew I'm getting close to that time now where it's do or die. Like, if I'm ever going to go full time, it needs to happen relatively soon.
Sure.
So the cogs started turning about a year ago, and I knew I was kind of leading up to it. And I had to have a long discussion with my wife, of course, because this is about me quitting my current job and trying to make a full-time career out of streaming on Twitch, something that it's not easy. I mean, let's be honest, it's not an easy thing to do. It's great to do for fun, but to do it as a full-time career is a stressful thing. But I knew, like, this is, since I started it's taken over my life. Like, it makes me happier than any other activity I've ever done. It really has become such a big deal for me, and it's changed me as a person, and I've become more outgoing, and I feel like I've met so many amazing people through Twitch, and I feel like I owe it to them and myself to try and at least go for it, right? So as you said, I announced it, and I needed to do it the right way, though. So I decided I can't just quit cold turkey and have no backup funds or anything, and just and go into this thing, especially with a wife and kid. And I talked to you about this, actually. You were one of the few people that I needed to kind of pick your brain a little bit, because I know you're in the same situation. Like, this is the dream, to go full time. Like, how do I do this? And I talked to you, I talked with a few other streamers, and they all kind of said, like, if you're going to do it, you have to do it. Like, you stop waiting. And I was like, yeah, you're right, but I want to do it the right way. So I talked with Chris, and we decided we're going to raise money for a little while. We're calling like a full-time streaming fund, and we announced it live on the show, and it blew up. Like, it's been unbelievable ever since we announced it. Not even 2 months ago, we've got $3,500 in the bank already just for this full-time streaming fund, so that when I officially go, I have a blanket, I've got a security fund, I've got money to pull away from and really dedicate, because I want to give it at least a full year, right? I want to be able to really go for it for a full year and be like, I gave it my all. Let's see what happens. So I couldn't be more grateful of my community and what they've done for the channel. And I'm so excited for I can finally get there, because I'm taking this time that I'm also raising money to think about, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to be different? How am I going to make this a success? And that's almost just as exciting as the idea of going full time is the brainstorming and figuring out the creative routes you can go with something like this. And I'm sure you experience the same thing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the challenge, right, of
Mhm.
trying to figure out how to make it accessible. I have to say, I can't be more excited for you. I am super
Thank you, man.
excited for your success and to see you go full time and to see the end result and how it all works out for you. So let's take a step back,
Mhm.
because a lot of people in the community who are streaming or who are thinking about this, they're at the very beginning. So why don't we talk a little bit about how you got started
Mhm.
and maybe just share some advice and some experiences that someone just starting out might benefit from.
Sure. Okay. So where we started, and I might have shared this before on the show, but it's kind of unique actually. I think not a lot of other streamers started out this way. A lot of them started back on Justin TV, or they started, especially in the last year or two. I would say
Yeah.
you've really seen an explosion on Twitch and on Mixer as well in the last year or two. But I didn't know about Twitch 4 years ago. I had no idea what it was. It wasn't until the PS4 released that I found out about this whole idea of streaming on the internet. And even at that time, I wanted to do something like this. I was doing podcasts with Mike, my buddy, who still does a show with me. But it was like, how do you break through? Like, we put ourselves on iTunes, but who's going to see it? Like, we can put it on Facebook and this and that. And nobody will listen to it. We were just doing it for ourselves at that point. And then PS4 released, and I saw the Playroom, which was this weird, quirky AR studio where you could, play with things in AR, but you could broadcast it. And I saw Twitch and I saw you could do this, and we went live on PlayStation. This was me and my fiance at the time, now my wife, Kristen, of course. And it, for some reason, I think it was because it was that first week, right? The PS4 just released, and it was this weird thing like, what the hell is the Playroom? What are people doing on this? We hit 750 viewers on the first night.
Wow.
And I'll be honest with you, I haven't hit 750 viewers since then, besides when we were on the front page.
Sure.
Recently, when we had that partner spotlight, we hit 2,000. But other than that, we had never hit 750 since then. Like, so it was this weird lightning in a bottle moment, but it was like the spark that set it off, where I called up Mike instantly and I was like, this is it. This is the avenue we need to take if we're going to get any attention at all. And that's how the Level Up Show was born. So thinking back to that, I think one of the best things you can do, maybe even before you start, is figure out, what am I going to do that's going to separate me from the hundreds of thousands? I don't even know anymore at this point. I don't even know how many streamers are on Twitch, but it's saturated, and it
Yeah.
becomes more and more saturated every day, especially now that they've started affiliation and allowing people to earn money at a much lower viewer threshold.
Mhm.
People are jumping on. They're realizing, oh, this is a way that not only can I have a good time, but I can make a little bit of money. I can do it on the side. So you're just seeing a huge influx of people jumping onto Twitch right now. And I think if you're going to be somebody that wants to more than just stream as a hobby, you need to think, how am I going to differentiate myself from the rest? How am I going to form a community around that, which I think is really important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good stuff. So then that early on, you had a bunch of success. The spark was lit. You go on and you start to stream consistently. You have your podcast, your show, the whole nine yards. As you grew and as you got built an audience, what changed?
I think it's really hard at the beginning, because you are, I think for a lot of people, you're streaming to 1, 2, 3 people. And a lot of times those people are lurkers and they're not commenting, they're not talking to you. And you feel like, what am I doing here? And it takes a little bit of time. But then suddenly one person starts chatting, and that person sticks around, and then 2 people. And then there's people start talking to each other and to you. And then it's 5 people, and and then it becomes this group, and it starts to grow. And you realize, I'm building a community. Like, I'm actually forming something that is around my channel, something that's dedicated to this channel, and friendships form. And that's where the change really starts to happen. When you can get to that point where people are coming back, not for the games that you're playing, but that are coming back for not only you as a streamer, but for the other people that are also in the chat with you. When this community starts to form, that is when you're doing things right, and that's when the change starts to happen. Like, so that's what it takes a little bit of time to get there. And I think that's one of the hard things, and I can tell that to people streaming, like, push through it. It's going to be tough at the beginning, because you're going to think that nobody's watching you, and people are. Sometimes there might be 1 or 2 people. They're just quietly watching you. A lot of people like to lurk. You have to kind of just push through that tough spot at the beginning, and wait for the couple people to come in and start chatting, because then other people chat with them, and that, it's awesome once you start seeing that pick up, and you're going to feel your morale raise, and you're going to realize, oh, I can do this. I can make this into a thing. I can make a community out of this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that success, at least you could tell me if I'm wrong, but how we experience it is that success is exponential.
It
Like
is.
once you hit that first milestone, the second milestone comes easy peasy. And I mean, not easy peasy, but I mean it comes a
Yeah.
lot easier than that first one.
There's a little bit of luck involved, right? Sometimes I think it'll depend a lot on what games you're playing. I will say that not a lot of people want to do this, but choosing one game and trying to build a community around that game can be easier than trying to build a community around you as a streamer and the other people in your community. Because if you stick with one game, that's another avenue that the community is forming around, right?
Yeah.
But then the issue is, and I think you can I talk to a lot of streamers about this. I can't do that. I'm not going to be the person that streams one game. For one, I like games too much. I don't want to play one game or one franchise or one genre my entire streaming career. So I started from the very beginning. I'm going to be a variety streamer. But I've talked with the guys that do one game, and I asked them, like, do you ever get tired of it? And they said, yeah, man, I honestly, I do. Like, I play one game all the time. Obviously, I'm getting tired of it. But if I go and I play something else, my viewers drop 50%, 75%, just like that. So that's a little bit of a caution there. Something you might want to think about if you're thinking of streaming. If you want to go that route and trying to build a community around one singular game, it could definitely work out for you. It works out very often, especially if you are Dr. Disrespect or you're Ninja and you are right there on the cusp of a game rising. It's no coincidence that Dr. Disrespect rose to fame right when PUBG released. It's no coincidence that Ninja, who streamed for 7 years, suddenly skyrocketed when he streamed with Fortnite. It's because those guys rose with those games. They already were amazing streamers, but they rose to huge success because they channeled themselves along with the rise of a game. And that's where the luck comes in. Like, how do you know what game is going to do that? And you can try and calculate that because you can guess it sometimes. You can try and predict it, but that's where the luck comes in a little bit. But you need to decide, like, do I want to be a singular streamer or do I want to be a variety streamer and go and make it a little bit more difficult on myself, but be able to, play around in a lot of different areas.
Yeah. So as a variety streamer, how have you handled that? Because it is, I've experienced the same thing. It's much more difficult. And a word of caution to those of you who are out there thinking, all right, I will just play Madden or I will just play this one game. It's not just you. There's two types of streamers, in my opinion. And again, Andrew, you could correct me if I'm wrong here. You are really good at streaming and you're entertaining and you have got this great personality, or you are incredibly good at that one single game that you're playing. And so if you're going to play a single game, you've got to have the personality or you've got to be great at the game. And someone like Ninja who has both, you
exactly.
just take off.
Exactly what I was going to say. The best case scenario is you have both, because that's what we saw with Dr. Disrespect and Ninja. Dr. Disrespect, amazing personality. I mean, the guy is entertaining as hell. And on top of that, if you watch him play PUBG, he's damn good at the game.
Yeah.
And if you watch Ninja, oh my God. Like I've been watching him recently and I didn't know about this guy until maybe a month ago. I watched him play Fortnite, which I am absolutely terrible at. I am so awful at Fortnite. And I was just blown away by the way he's building this fort and also creating barriers between himself and the enemy in just this dynamic way and so quick, and the way his mind works. And on top of that, while he's doing this, he's also explaining to his community how they can learn from him. And that's what was really cool to me about it, is he's not only amazing at this game, he can take his eyes off somehow and still look at the chat, see what people are asking him, and answer questions and instruct people on how they can be better at the game at the same time. Yeah, that's the magic sauce right there. Like, if you can figure out the way to be that big of a streamer and have that many people talking to you, be good at the game, and also pay attention to your community and make them feel like they are being listened to, that's the gravy right there. That's what you need to find.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, that's next level stuff.
Yeah, it takes a little while to get there because you're gonna be it's multitasking for sure. And there's some guys that get lost in the game, and that's fine sometimes. Some people actually like that. They like watching a guy who's just gonna focus on the game. But I will say most people go on Twitch because they want to interact with the streamer. If you don't want to interact with the guy, you watch him on YouTube. Twitch, Mixer, it's about interactivity. It's about talking with a streamer and forming a relationship with the community around that as well. So I think it's very important, if you're going to be a streamer, to focus on the chat. For me, I kind of have like a 50-50 rule. I do not want to take myself away from the chat more than 50% of the time. I feel like if I do that, I'm doing a disservice to the people that are watching me, and they're not getting my attention. They deserve my attention. They're there. They're tipping. They're subbing. They're cheering. They're doing these things. They deserve your attention. Otherwise, go to YouTube, which is nothing wrong with that, but go to YouTube. If you want to not interact with the community, go to YouTube.
Yeah, so let's talk about the ups and downs, because streaming is very up and down all the time, every day, every time you stream. Are there, even you're at this level where you're about ready to go full time, are there days where you just don't have as many people there in chat?
God, yeah.
And how do you handle that? What do you do? What are some tips for people who just don't have anyone there in chat? How do you get your mindset? Because it can be demoralizing if you don't come in with the correct mindset.
It's happened to me even in the last 2 months since I announced going full time. I've had some really great streams where I've hit a lot of viewers, and then I've had nights where it hovers around 15. And I want to preface that by saying that's not bad. Like, a lot of people are gonna be like, 15, that's great. 15 is not bad, but if you're going full time, you're going to need more than 15 people watching you. So those nights where I hit 15, it definitely is. Oh wow! I already announced that I'm going full time. I'm already raising money. I only have 15 people in the room tonight. Like, this isn't looking good. But then you need to kind of like stop yourself and think, why did this happen tonight? Like, what did I do either wrong, or what was wrong about the situation? Was it the night? Was it the time? Was it the game I was playing? Did I use the wrong tags? Did I use the wrong hashtags when I tweeted out? Like, there's so many aspects to streaming, more than just the stream itself. You need to take advantage of social media. You need to take advantage of your Discord community and this and that. So there's a lot of aspects where you might have done something wrong that night that you might be able to tweak or do better. So instead of thinking, oh, I suck, like nobody wants to watch me, think, oh, why was this night an outlier? Why was this night lower? And try and figure out if there was a reason for it and if you can correct that. Because a lot of times you might be surprised. It might be something as simple as, oh, Game of Thrones was on tonight. Like, not that was the case, but something might have been going on that night. Maybe there was a huge event going on Twitch on the front page. Just because you were lower one night doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to continue or that you did something wrong. So don't let it bring you down. You kind of have to push through those moments and think about if there's a way you can correct it. And sometimes it just happens.
Yeah. And so how do you handle? Okay, right now, Andrew, you're streaming. There's 10 people in chat. It's just a low night.
Yeah.
How do you interact with those people? How do you handle it? Because is it an opportunity to connect to a deeper level with those 10 people?
I think a little bit of both. It depends on if those people are chatting, for sure. Sometimes you just get those 10 people and those 10 people aren't really chatters. But I don't think you ever want to get to that place where you think the chat is not scrolling, so nobody's in here, nobody's talking to me, so I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to play. This is just me, and I'm just one streamer, so I don't want to act like I know everything. But even when that happens and the chat kind of slows to almost a crawl, I talk to myself. I talk out loud about what's going on in the game, but I don't try and do it in I guess an awkward way. You want to almost be commentating on what's happening, and you want to try and almost pull somebody out of the chat. Like, pull them in, get them to come out of their shell if they are a lurker. And you can do that by just trying to be entertaining, of course, or maybe every 15 minutes you do take that moment to be like, hey guys, slow night here, but I'd love to talk with you guys. I see there's 10 people in the chat. I'm Andrew. I stream here 5 days a week. I'd love to talk with you guys. This channel is all about community. It's all about building community. So if you have any desire to talk with me, I'd love to talk with you right now. And then maybe you get one person who says something, and then that's it. You got a person to talk to, and then maybe some other people chime in as well because they saw somebody else talking.
Yeah. No, great tips. Great advice. So what overall has been the biggest challenge? This is a 4-year journey that you're on. You're about ready to go full time. What is by far the biggest challenge?
I think the challenge has been getting stuck on that plateau. I think for us was the biggest, like, what can we do? Because I remember the last time I was on the show, it was probably leading up to the partner spotlight that we were about to have.
I think it was a week, maybe 2 weeks before the partner spotlight.
And for the longest time, we thought that was going to be our moment, right? Like, we were like, the partner spotlight will get on the front page for 8 weeks. like for 2 hours each of those 8 weeks, like how can we not have a huge benefit from this? How can we not have community growth from this? But I'll be honest with you, it didn't really result in much growth. And here's the reason for it. When we were on the front page, people watched from the front page and they didn't come to our channel. They just watched from the front page. And we did everything we could. We did giveaways. We did this and this. And we tried to pull people. We're like, guys, we understand you're watching from the front page. We understand it's convenient, but come in here. This channel has the best community you'll ever find on Twitch. I promise you, just the most welcoming, positive community. Come in here and chat with us. And we would get a few people here and there, but literally thousands of people were just watching from the front page and not following us, not coming to the channel. And it turned out to be really, really cool. It was like we were on the front page. People saw us on the front page, but ultimately, wow, that didn't really do a lot for us. Like, we're back to the drawing board. Like, what are we going to do? Like, how do we make it? And I think that was when I decided, like, the only way is going full time. The only successful streamers are the ones that are full time, that can dedicate themselves to 30 to 40 hours, be there consistently, and really take advantage of that. You just, that's the way it seemed like it had to be in order for us to really get off that plateau. And the plateau was, you know, us at 10,000 plus followers and doing well. So I'm not going to pretend that we weren't happy with our state, but you always want to be climbing, right? So we were just trying to figure out like what the next step for us was. So that was a real challenge, because we really thought that for a moment that there was nothing we could do. And at that time, the full-time streaming idea was still a pipe dream, in all honesty. I really didn't think it was something I could do, because I didn't think Kristen would go for it, in all honesty. Like, it's a huge risk. And when I talked with her about it, I have to say, like, she was so supportive of me.
That's fantastic.
Because I think after 4 years of putting her through it, you know, all the late nights and whatnot, she knows how important this is to me. And she was on board. And I even talked with family members, because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just her on board. I wanted to make sure my parents thought it was okay, and her parents thought it was okay, and this and that. And everybody was so supportive, because, and honestly, not even just supportive, excited. They were excited for me, because they understood, like, this is your dream. Like, this is what you want to do. And maybe it doesn't become your full-time career ultimately, but you get to do this for a year potentially and have a great time and say you tried it out. And that's all you need. And honestly, if that's what happens, cool. I got to do it for a year and give it my full shot and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, no, that's so exciting. That's such a great attitude to have. Right now, you're balancing work, you're balancing streaming, you're really making a hard push on streaming. Tell me about, so you're working 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours of that week is spent streaming? And then something that a lot of people don't realize, how many hours is spent in preparation?
There's more preparation than streaming, in all honesty, for me. But I'm a little bit of a different situation, because we do talk shows. A lot of people they jump online, they tweet out their stuff, they do all their social media, and they're on and they're streaming. So that's the big part of their day, of their streaming career. For me, it's always been talk shows, and I probably put about 10 to 15 hours of work into the talk show each week, and just searching for stories and building videos and this and that. It's probably gone down over time, because I have found my templates. I've created all my templates, and I've tried to streamline things as much as possible. But whenever that happens, I try and think, okay, what can I do in that extra time? If I've saved time by creating these templates, what can I do to spice up the production value or do something cool and interesting? One thing I started recently, we do something called staggers on our channel, because obviously we get tips and all this kind of stuff, and sometimes people do $50 tips. They do these ridiculous tips, and we wanted to do something cool for those people that go above and beyond, more than just, oh, they get a cool audio hook or something.
Sure.
So what we decided is, if you tip exactly $33.33, it puts us into a staggered state. And if any guy who's played RPGs, I think, knows, like, stagger is when the enemy, their defenses are lowered because you did a critical attack or something on them, right? And their defenses are lowered for a certain amount of time, and so on. So for us, we've got that prize wheel. Every time somebody supports the channel, they get a spin of the prize wheel, they get XP or this and that. But if you stagger, this cool animation happens, and literally on the show or on my game stream, I get attacked by a magical attack. I put up a force field, and I created all this stuff in green screen effects, and using this new Elgato Stream Deck I've got over here, I've got all these hotkeys and visual effects. So literally, it looks like I'm being attacked from off screen by this magical attack, and I'm putting up a force field, and then I get overcome by the attack, and a HP bar goes above my head, and for a minute, people have lowered my defenses, so no longer is it $5 to get a spin of the wheel, it's now $1. And it's this cool thing where somebody gets to start this for one. There's one person that gets to be like, I'm going to be the one to start the stagger with $33.33. And then all of a sudden everybody comes in full force, 100 bits here, $1 there. And it's just this really cool moment where everybody comes together to support the streamer, which is obviously amazing. I support that so much. But on top of that, it's everybody gets to kind of have a part in this cool thing that just happened. So those are the kind of things like when I'm always thinking of what can I do to separate my stream. Once again, going back to that, like I've never seen this before. I've never seen anybody do like an animation where they're being attacked and it does this and that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it really visually impressive, and I'm going to try and get attention in that way. And that's something I can do to fill in maybe time I saved by doing templates on the video creations on Sunday. So I'm always working, honestly. If I would say 20 plus hours a week, I'm working on the show. And I'd say a good 10 plus of that is creating things. Just trying to improve the quality of the stream, improve on the ideas that we have. If you never want to settle.
Yeah.
I think if you get into that mood where you're settling and you're just stuck in a groove, I think that's when you're going to stay stuck on that plateau. You've got to always be thinking like, what's next? Because if it's your career, especially, you've got to adapt to the times. Like when somebody like a Dr. Disrespect comes in and takes over Twitch, or a Ninja comes in and takes over Twitch, like you need to learn from those moments and be like, what am I going to do now to grab some attention? It's an ever evolving thing. You're never done.
Yeah, if you don't take anything else away from this, everyone out there in Radio Land, if you don't take anything else away from this, take away that quote. You never want to settle. There's a great quote by Denzel Washington that reminded me of. I don't know if it's by Denzel Washington, but he said it in a speech, and he said, "Ease is the biggest threat to progress." So you never want to settle. You always want to be pushing for it, and that's how your stream gets better. You get more efficient with your setup, so you have more time and so on and so forth. Great advice. Okay, one more kind of serious question, and then we'll get to the fun stuff.
Okay.
Sacrifice. Yeah, everybody watches Ninja and says, "Oh man, look at 125,000." subscribers. Look how many people's in his chat. Oh my goodness, look at what he's doing. He got so lucky. Oh, I wish I was that lucky. They see the end product. What they don't see is the years of sacrifice that goes into that. What have you sacrificed in your streaming career?
Yeah, I mean, going back to Ninja, that guy's been streaming for 7 years, guys. He's been around since Justin.tv. Like, he's been around since the very beginning. He has sacrificed a lot. And I can say that I've definitely sacrificed a lot, and my wife has sacrificed a lot. As I said earlier in the stream, like, I literally leave her in bed 3-4 days a week to sleep by herself so I can come down here and stream. And it's not something that she's ever going to be fully okay with. Because it's a big sacrifice, and that's time that I would like to spend with her too. It's tough because I want to do both, and I feel like I'm being pulled in multiple directions sometimes, because I so desperately want this to happen. I want to make a career out of this, but I don't want to lose time away from my child and this and that, and that's why I do it late at night. Like, I don't want to take any time away from the prime hours of the day or the night when I can spend time with them, and that's why I relegate that time to late at night. It's the only way I can do it. I get 4 hours of sleep a night, like, that's what I have to do. I put in 60-70 hours a week on, when you add on the 40-hour a week plus a week job that I have as an architect, at 70 hours a week, that I'm working on that and on streaming. And on top of that, it's a lot of energy. A lot of people just think, oh, you're just streaming, you're playing games, you're having fun. You're having fun. Don't get me wrong. People wouldn't do it if they weren't having fun. But it's exhausting, man. You're an entertainer. You're not just a streamer. If you're just a streamer, you're not going to make it. You have to be an entertainer. You need to have a good time with your chat. You need to make them feel like they're watching more than just somebody playing a game. and that takes a fair amount of energy. You need to be always on, and that's what I decided when, like earlier, I said this year was going to be the year where I go full in. Right, I decided like I'm never going to have that moment where I'm tired and I'm going to become more quiet, or I'm not going to be full energy. It's like, no, every moment I'm streaming, I need to be full energy. I need to be the best version of myself on stream. And that's a lot to ask of somebody. And honestly, and I feel bad. I'll watch some streamers and you can tell they're having, maybe they're sick or they're just having a down night. And sometimes the chat will be getting on them and this and that. It's like, I don't think some of you understand. Like it's tough sometimes. It really is tough to stay at that level all the time, to just be on all the time. It's a lot to ask of somebody, and I think people like are just like, dance monkey dance, and it's like, like these are people. Like these are people that are taking time of their day and they're trying to entertain you. They're doing the best they can. It's a lot to ask sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
Sacrifice.
I know that's one thing that I think a lot of people just don't realize, that you see the end. I mean, we all do it. We see the end result and we're like, oh man, he got so lucky. Well, maybe sometimes it is luck, but most of the times, 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and a lot of sacrifice. And we don't get to see that on our end. So what has been your favorite all-time game to stream that you've ever streamed, that it just everything came together, you loved it, it was a blast, you were enjoying yourself, chat was enjoying yourself?
Wow.
If you could have that every night, what game gave you that experience?
There's been several that really pop up, and for really different reasons though. And this, like the first one I'm going to say is going to seem so bizarre, like why would you choose this game? But The Witness, which is a really slow puzzle game, right? But it was one of the first games I streamed when I decided I was going to do 4 days a week variety game streaming and really start trying to build the channel into more than just a talk show channel. It was very early on in that. And I'm streaming late at night, right? I'm streaming at midnight. And I decided I'm going to do The Witness. I'm just going to put on song requests and I'm going to play the music people want to listen to. And I'm going to talk with people and we're going to figure out these puzzles together. And it turned into this really like relaxing, soothing experience that got a lot of viewers. People loved it. They kept wanting me to play the game every time. They're like, play The Witness, because it was just chill and nice. And I there's nothing in that game besides the puzzles, right? So I was 90% chat, 10% game that night. I was talking with the chat. We were having full conversations and sharing stories. So that was great because I got to connect with the community in a really big way playing that game. And on top of that, I think that is one of my favorite puzzle games I've ever played at this point. I love The Witness.
Yeah.
So that one's the first one to pop into my mind. Okay, another one is I've never been a horror guy. Never. For one, because when I typically would play horror games before I was a streamer, I would play them by myself. I just couldn't. And then I realized streaming horror games is amazing because you've got this community behind you, to kind of build your as like emotional support almost, I guess you could say. Like even though and I don't have it's not dark in here either, that helps. So I've got the lights on no matter what. But being able to play a horror game and actually get through the whole thing and have the chat having so much fun with it. I think Resident Evil 7 was the first horror game that I ever went all the way through, streamed, and I think I have my favorite clips from that game. Have you ever played Resident Evil 7?
Oh yes, I have.
That beginning with what was her name? I'm trying to think of the girlfriend's name. I'm drawing a blank on it.
I don't remember either.
But you remember that part where she comes out with the knife and stabs?
Man, yeah.
I swear, man, the clip of that is my favorite I think I've ever had.
Your entire experience in that house at first is just the creepiest. So creepy.
Yeah. I loved that moment. I loved the clip button, man. We have like a command in chat more than just you have to click on the clip button. You can just type in !clip. And I swear it was just exploding with that command because so many clips came out of the moments. And the best part of it all was it was 100% real terror on my part. Like I was terrified. And I enjoyed the hell out of that. I really had a great time. And because of that, I went on to do Evil Within and then Evil Within 2. And now I'm doing Bloodborne, which isn't horror, but I'm getting into those games more and more now because I'm realizing people really enjoy that for one. Yeah. And I actually enjoy it too now because I get to share it with the community. Cool. I'd say the horror games this past year have been probably the highlights for me.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
which is
Excellent.
different for me. Definitely different for me.
Yeah. No, that's horror games are not my cup of tea either. Well, this has been fantastic, Andrew. Thank you so much. Good luck to you. We will all be paying attention. We are all rooting for you. Where can people go if they want to donate to your cause? If they want to help you go full time?
Well, I mean, first of all, I appreciate just coming and checking the channel out. Like I say all the time, a lot of people will be tipping $100 sometimes, and there'll be people in the chat saying, "I feel so bad. I'm a kid. I don't have a job," or this and that. And I'm always the same way. It's like you just being here, watching right now, and talking with us is amazing.
Yeah.
You're part of this community. You're sharing in it. You're here. That is support all by itself. So if anybody wants to just come and check out the channel, it's twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. As I've said already, our community, I really think, is the most welcoming, positive community I've ever seen on Twitch. And I frequent a lot of channels, I on Twitch especially, and I can't believe that somehow I've gathered all these amazing people and got them to stick around on our channel. They're just amazing. So you will be welcomed with open arms. Everybody will be happy to see you there. So that's where you can start. And then, we've got all of our different channel links and stuff on our website, thelevelupnetwork.com. You can find our tip jar on there, which is a way you can support the channel. We've got patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork, the same way you guys have your Patreon and do really well with that. That's a way to routinely support our channel, of course. And of course, what we're really trying to work on right now is bringing in new subs on Twitch, getting our sub count up, getting people to stick around in that way. We've seen amazing stuff happen since sub gifting. I don't know if you know about that on Twitch. You can actually gift subs to somebody else now.
Oh, I did know that
on
actually.
Twitch, and it's insane. There's some people that'll gift 10 subs in a night. Like it's unbelievable, because that's how they think that they're doing their part. Like, I'm not going to tip. I'm going to give a sub to somebody else. I'm going to get your numbers up. I'm going to get you new emotes as a result of that. So it's people are finding ways to support us in a multitude of ways. People are doing artwork for us now. They're writing on our blog. It's unbelievable, the amount of support coming from all these different directions.
Yeah, very cool. Well, he is Andrew. Go check him out. Go check out his channel. Check out his shows. They are all excellent. We are so happy for you. Thank you so much, Andrew, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I love when I'm on here, and I hope to have you guys on the show again very, very soon. We got E3 coming up. Maybe we got to do our E3 predictions, of course.
Absolutely.
Again. We need to talk about Xbox some more. We need to talk about Xbox at all tonight. So hopefully very, very soon we can talk about that. Wait, you guys are going to E3, aren't you?
We are going to E3.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
Super exciting.
So maybe before E3 we can get you guys on the show to talk about that. That'll be
Absolutely.
amazing. Good for you guys.
Yeah. No, we're really super stoked about it.
Maybe that's in our future. Not yet, because we're on the East Coast, but maybe sometime we can meet you guys at E3.
Sure, that would be great. That'd be great. Anyways, well, thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you.
That brings us to the part of the show where we take your questions and we answer them, or we attempt to answer them. Every week you can write us over at facebook.com/XoneBros. There's a post that goes up. You can leave your comments below. It's a good time. If you've not followed us yet on Facebook, make sure you do. Post goes up daily. We've got discussions going over there, as well as, Discord and the rest of the place. So come and make sure that you follow us there. Happy Mayo writes in and says, Crackdown, what do you guys think? Can it be a console seller, or has the delays made the hype fizzle? Jordan, what do you think? Crackdown 3 console seller, or is that game too little too late?
No, I think it can be. I mean, tons of games have been waited, years and years to come out, and they still pushed a lot of hardware, right?
Yeah.
So, if it's a fun game, it'll sell, right? And if it's a fun game, it'll sell hardware.
Yeah,
and that's usually what happens. No, it looks like a good. I've never played a Crackdown game, so I don't know for sure. But everybody that I've talked to that has played a Crackdown game,
Loves it.
one or two, they really like the Crackdown formula. So.
And this, with complete environment in destruction, it seems like maybe it needed an Xbox One X in order for it to function properly. That is here, so hopefully it can come out.
Yes, but remember...
The cloud computing, right?
Yeah, they do use cloud computing, but remember, any Xbox One X game can also play...
on other ones. Yeah, no, absolutely.
The technology was there before.
Oh,
so this is just
I see what you're
enhanced.
saying.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Mr. McSpicy, how about you? Crackdown 3, can it be a console seller, or do you think it's too little too late? We've known about it for too long. It's not really doing anything for me.
Well, I mean, I don't think those questions are necessarily related. I think yes, it can be a console seller.
Yeah.
I mean, good games sell and great games sell consoles.
Oh,
and
Matt Shot just said good game sell. Boom.
oh,
Hashtag.
hey,
That's
Matt Shot.
That's your
how's it going?
Fortnite
Yeah,
beams crossing right there.
Our
On the same
our
wavelength.
linking. we've mind molded.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, good games sell, great games sell consoles. So if it's a great game, then yeah, it'll absolutely sell console. I would say yes, the hype has fizzled a lot because it's taken so long.
Sure.
So I would definitely say that it's almost like I wouldn't say a joke at this point, but it's been so long, for waiting for this game, and I think that hurts a game. I really do. But at the same time, the power of Twitch, the power of Mixer, the power of YouTube videos
Could
showing
bring that hype right back.
Yeah, if someone's having a good time and someone else sees that, it's going to light switch. It'll flip the excitement, and it will sell.
Yeah.
if it's good. I mean, it's a good game.
Great
it'll sell.
question. Thank you, Happy Mayo, for writing in. Appreciate that. Morbid Crusader in chat just asked, what are you guys more excited for? Anthem, Battlefield 2018, or Black Ops 4? I'll start with that one. Anthem, hands down, no questions. What Anthem showed me in their Iron Man suit diving underwater, doing its Destiny, look at us, we can be better than Destiny thing, got me going like no naked lady could ever do.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That game, I am so excited for that game in ways that are unhealthy.
You are so good at making things uncomfortable.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I am so excited for that game. By far, Anthem of the three, Black Ops 4, Battlefield 2018, Anthem has the most hype for me at this moment in time. Jordan, how about you?
I don't know. It's between probably Battlefield and Anthem, but probably Anthem because it's new and exciting and stuff, right? Battlefield. But I mean, whoever does the Battlefield trailers, I mean, he knows how to
so well.
That
No,
person.
they have a professional do those. There's a good editor.
That
And they
I don't know if he and the stuff guy gets together or something, but they just make gold.
No, yeah, I'm sure there's a team because they custom make the music for certain shots. It's just they know what they're doing.
So they know how to
they're
bring the hype.
pros.
And I mean, I don't know. Battlefield, I feel like Dice knows how to hype a game.
Yeah.
I feel like
They
so
do really
it's
good,
close
yeah.
between. But honestly, I'd probably lean Anthem right now because it's new, right?
Okay.
We haven't seen it yet. It's new. It's exciting.
Sure. Mr. McSpicy, how about you?
Oh, Anthem. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me.
What about that? The just everything involved?
Yeah,
or-
well, you give me a Destiny game where I can be Tony Stark, I'm in. I mean, seriously, that's awesome.
Flying through the jungle scene in that and just how dense it looked and involved and the world was alive. That is one thing that if you just take let's just take Destiny. Let's just take the Fortnite model. Let's take PUBG. Let's take Destiny and let's make it better. Take Destiny and make the worlds alive. That's Destiny's problem with their worlds. Or its weakness, I guess. I don't think it's its problem. It's a great game, but the worlds aren't alive like that world looked.
That
in
it
Anthem.
looked, yeah.
Now it might not be. It might be completely dead, and it doesn't matter. But it looked lush. There was animals there that you saw. There was stuff happening, water, and you could go under the water, etc.
Do you ever think
looked alive.
like how he was flying through and he dove into the water? Do you ever think like you can mistake that for like a puddle and accidentally kill yourself like in game? Like because I
Well,
think
in
about
the
that,
suit, you're totally cool in the suit, man. It's
Mistake
got like
it for a puddle.
yeah, and you're just like, oh, okay, let me dive down.
It's like
and
when
then
you
just-
dive in the shallow part of, end of the pool.
yeah, exactly.
it's got like that great
It's not as-
it's
It's not
futuristic.
as deep as you thought it was.
This futuristic cushion in the suit. It's like styrofoam.
It analyzes the depth before you go down. it won't let you. It's
like
like-
Jarvis will take care of you.
It's like the technology in cars that brakes if you're going to hit something for
Yeah.
you. That's what that has. It's got a brake feature.
That is a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
you just see in the distance this Iron Man
You're like,
go
"Oh, there's-"
straight and head dive right into the ground.
You're like, oh, there's David. Then he dives down and just
Tongue,
Whoa.
stink.
Like an arrow in the ground. So funny. Thank you, Morbid Crusader. Great question. Thank you very much. Dr. Teeth, the one and only, writes in. I don't know if you guys saw this news, but I thought I'd include it. He says, I am sad. I have fond memories of Toys R Us
Oh yeah.
in the U.S. I feel like a bit of my childhood has died. Do you have any fond memories, or am I just being nostalgic? So Toys R Us, it's over. It's done. It was announced this week. It's closing all of its stores. That does make me sad.
Are they gonna have like a big sale?
I mean, let's go right into it.
Yeah. Obviously, they'll have a
I feel
clearance
bad,
sale.
but let's get some good stuff out of this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just
Don't let
thinking,
any part
no,
of the
no,
animal
I-
go. Use every part of the animal when it dies. Right? That's the
No,
theory.
Jordan's
no,
philosophy here.
No, it's very. I like Toys R Us too. It's where I picked up some
See,
of
that's
my
what you
first.
start out with, and
No.
then you say, "Is there a cell?"
No, well, because I'm thinking. I mean, that's a
Well,
lot.
remember when you were a kid?
I mean, do you
this-
think like Amiibos will be on sale or something? Because I'd go.
Yeah,
for
that's where I did get
Amiibos.
my
A
Amiibo.
couple games, maybe.
Jordan was with me when I was on my Amiibo. So I was an Amazon seller. For those of you that don't know, that basically means I can resell stuff on Amazon, and I get the Prime. Everything that ships from Amazon with Prime. So I used to buy a lot of stuff, and I will say I know why Toys R Us went out of business. Their prices were higher on all their toys than any other store that I went to. What I would do is buy stuff and resell it. However, they had a sale at Christmas time, and I bought 200 plus Zelda Amiibos.
A lot.
I cleared out the shelf, and I'm standing in line, and Jordan's with me, and we're like, "Yeah, it's awesome."
Yeah, I just, you know,
Just
what,
throwing
you
it
know
down.
what gets me is you remember the guy that got mad and like the next cash register was open.
Yeah, people get mad
I
at you
was
when
like-
you buy stuff in that amount of quantity all
I
the
know
time.
they get
Well, the
mad.
guy and we even
I think that. So I have a friend that he's a toy collector.
Okay,
and,
okay.
And I actually told him this week about that story about how you would do that. And he called you. It was a term. It was like it wasn't
A scalper?
poacher. No, it was like a sleuth or something. But there is a term for people like you in the toy community that go
Okay.
and just take it all.
Oh yeah, I took it
is
all.
the term wealthy?
Yeah, because do you realize what
Or
happened?
no, I told him the term should be smart because you're reselling it at more value.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the sale
And you
that
keep the ones.
the sale that Toys R Us had was insane on that, and those at the time. So the Link one, which now you can get. I mean, Link is like one of the most common ones,
Yeah.
but at the time,
wasn't.
Link was selling for $60 a pop on Amazon. I don't set the prices. Amazon sets the prices.
Yeah.
I send them to Amazon, and Amazon resells those. So I had cleared out. I had like 2 shopping carts, and Jordan's sitting there with me, and it's like 2 weeks before Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
And we're standing there in line, la la la, and this lady, and I'm not thinking because I'm just like, okay, this is how much this is. I'm thinking, how much per thing are we going to sell these for? And I'm sitting there, and this lady behind me, this older lady.
No, it was a guy, some guy.
No, it was
Toys
a-
R Us. At Toys R Us, it was some guy.
Oh,
and
okay.
What made me mad is you
No,
turn because you turn, you're like, hey, sorry, we're just buying a lot of stuff, and he was like, oh yeah, and then I was like, there was a cash register like right next to us where no one was in line.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he was
no,
just
no. So
very
he got
upset
mad,
person.
but then the lady that was waiting there that was nice. He
Oh.
went to the other cash register when I pointed that out to him. Also, me and Jordan were both bigger than him. So what is he going to do?
Hey, genius! If you look to your left, that lady's waiting for you. with a
Jordan
little
was
light on.
mad. Jordan was mad. Anyways, but then there was a lady behind us, and she was like, "Oh, I've been looking everywhere for these Link things for my husband." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got them all." And I just turned around. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
I just
that was
wasn't thinking.
hilarious.
I was just like, because
Yeah.
I was thinking about other stuff.
Yeah.
And Jordan,
right to her.
Yeah,
no,
that was so
I said
funny.
it like with a smile. I wasn't like being a jerk.
No,
I
you
wasn't
were just
trying to
like,
be.
you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, these are cool. Yeah, these are really in high
yeah, they're
demand.
hard to
But I
find.
wasn't thinking. And then Jordan's like, "Hey, why don't you give her one?" Jordan,
Because she had like
like
Captain
my-
Falco, or
like my
something.
conscience, and I was like, "Would you like one? Take as many as you like." And she
Well,
took
you
one.
traded her. I think you gave her one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we-
but
yeah,
I
we took
wasn't
them
even
all.
thinking, and I felt like such a jerk, and I didn't mean to be.
Well,
but
that's
that's some of my fond memories at Toys R Us, right there.
Wasn't okay. So people would get pissed off at you. Didn't you?
So mad.
Didn't you start to just say, "Oh, I'm just getting this for charity," and then people were
Oh,
like,
yeah, at Christmas?
"Oh,
At Christmas, yeah. So at Christmas,
They're,
because
like,
around
throwing stuff in the
Because
basket,
around
yeah.
Christmas time, people would get mad when you. So what I would do is I'd go to Walmart and I'd go to the clearance section, and when I found something that I knew would sell on Amazon, I would buy all of it.
yeah,
But usually that was like, so I bought, for instance, the Christmas Barbie doll at Walmart.
yeah."
I bought like 500 Christmas Barbies. It was like 4 shopping carts. It was huge. It was so big, just stacked up. I mean, above your face. And I'm in line, and the cash registers get mad. It's like, why are you mad? I'm buying all of your stuff from you. Anyways, so I started telling, this is Toys for Tots, or so I would
Yeah.
just
Well,
say
didn't one
something,
lady
and
say,
they'd be
"I don't
like,
think we
"Oh,
can sell
okay."
you these"?
No,
Wasn't
one
that-
person got mad because I bought Office Max had these pens on sale for 90 cents. Normally these pens are $10 pens. They were just trying to get rid of them. Their individual store couldn't sell them. On Amazon, I could sell those. That's
Yeah.
not an issue. For $10, what they originally go
It's a
for.
$9
I
profit.
bought them all. The manager was like, "Are you going to be reselling these?"
And I said, yes. Like, and he said it like really confrontational. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, I don't know if I could let you do that. And I was like, why don't you get your manager on the phone and see if you're going to deny me buying your product that you have for sale in your store? I was like, well, okay. I'm like, what?
So your
what is
store, yeah.
You're trying to get rid of these.
Why
These
don't
are
you
on
sell them
clearance
for
because
$10?
no one will buy them from your store. I'm saying I want to buy them.
Well, that's what I didn't get why
What's the
people.
problem?
Why are you so
That's
mad?
why I didn't get why people got mad.
I'm not
'cause it's-
stealing them.
It's a mutual deal.
Yeah.
You're buying it from them, and then you're selling it to some
That's
other
so
guy across
funny.
the country. They can't buy it. Like it's a
Yeah.
mutual deal.
Oh, so funny. Anyways,
I
that
wonder what
that's
like
our-
the
that's our-
psychology behind why they get mad.
I think they get mad because, especially as the manager of the store, they weren't able to sell them, and I'm.
It's
But-
like okay, so it's the same thing as when it's a 1-lane freeway
Mhm.
and I go to pass this car that's going really slow and they speed up because they don't want to be passed. That's the same concept. It's like a pride thing then, right?
Did you really tell him that? Did you say, "Hey, get your manager on the phone. We'll ask if."
Yeah,
you
no, I was
Okay.
so mad, and the reason he was this older guy, and what made me mad is, and I hate when this happens. Sometimes it happens to my wife because she looks really young. I mean, she is young, but she looks younger than she is, and she's short and thin. So when they talk to you like that because they think you're a kid, and they don't show you that.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, no, I've noticed this too. Like at work and stuff, like they talk to you, but then when you like kind of push back a little, they're like, "Oh,
yeah,
hey,
when you
okay,
push
you're
back,
right.
a bit,
Hey,
like,
you're
hey,
right,
I'm not
yeah.
going to take that.
Like when
from
you started the revolution at the Microsoft store.
That's right. That's right. The Microsoft Store revolution. The XoneBros
of
founding.
13.
Yeah, 2013 Microsoft Revolution.
Oh yeah. Anyways, Toys R Us. I remember going to Toys R Us, and it was like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
Just
you
being
see
in
games
awe
there,
of Toys
cards
R Us.
there.
It makes me sad that it's going away. What toy stores? I know it's going away because it was so expensive. Like Walmart, way cheaper. Target, way cheaper.
Mhm.
Toys R Us. I don't know what they're buying. Who is doing their buying for them, but so more expensive than anywhere else. And I know that just because I'd go there to shop for toys all
Yeah.
the time for Amazon. But so sad. Lots of
Yeah.
memories there. Mixed
Yeah.
Spicy.
I have no memories there.
Oh, you want to know a memory I have? My grandparents were watching me for like a month down in California where I was living, and they came down. And my grandpa, super nice guy, and I totally just went to the store. I was like, "Grandpa, can you take me to Nintendo? I want to buy a game." I had no money. I took him there because I knew he would buy the game for me. And then I picked. Ready? This is how lame I was as a kid. It was F-Zero.
Yeah.
It was Super
yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah.
F-Zero. I picked it up off the counter, walked all the way to the cash register with no money in my pocket, thinking, Grandpa's just going to buy this for me. And then he did. But what if he would have called me? I'm sure he knew. Like, what if he would have called me on that? Like, what would I do? Oh,
You're so funny.
what?
That's where all our grandparents' money went,
Yeah,
huh?
what?
David.
Yeah, to my one F-Zero game on Super Nintendo, which, by the way, I think was $59 at the time.
Was that? I thought it was 30. Weren't old Super Nintendo games
Oh, you're right.
$40?
They were $40. Yeah, you're right. They were $40.
$39.99.
That cartridge, you know.
But you remember
manufacture
at
those.
Toys R Us, it was the flaps, and like you could see all the pictures of the game, and you had to take the slip. That's how it was
Yeah.
at Toys R Us.
Yeah, for good reason.
Oh,
I was too poor to go there. I never got games. I had to go to Kmart instead. Kmart sucks.
What's Kmart still in business?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess so. Well, I think you guys have this. I think a lot of the sadness is the nostalgia with Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Because when you just say, "Hey, we don't know how to sell stuff online. Amazon, can you take care of this?" There's, that's really what happened. Didn't they have Amazon as their fulfiller for online sales?
I don't know if they did. No, I don't know.
Oh, I really think that they just weren't changing with the market.
They didn't. I don't understand their buyer because I don't understand how. I know Walmart has a huge buy, like they have a huge pool. Costco has a huge pool, like in that they can dictate prices when they're buying in that much bulk. But surely Toys R Us, a national / a store chain like that just sells stores, has that same kind of power or similar. Their prices. I mean, when I'd say more, I'm talking $5-10 more on like a $20 Lego set.
Yeah.
That you could get for $15 everywhere else at Toys R Us. It was $20 for no reason. Like there's no. I think what happened is they didn't change. The toy stores used to be the only places that sold toys. Now everywhere sells toys. Yeah. So they did not change with the times. But it's sad. The song is what I'll miss most. I don't want to grow up. I'll always be a Toys R Us kid.
Oh yeah, I remember that
With
song.
the giraffe.
Yeah.
I remember that giraffe.
I remember a lot of those.
Anyways, great question. Dr. Teeth taking us down memory road there, and I probably just offended a lot of people.
I did too by saying Kmart sucks. By the way, that's a quote from Rain Man. It's a Tom Cruise line.
Oh, there you go.
So it's not offensive because I quoted it.
Mark Blanchard writes in and says, I have a lot of games on ready to download and would like to put them on a USB flash drive or something. What do you guys recommend I buy in order to do that?
A really big flash drive.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. McSpicy and Jort the Man have an SSD external drive that you guys love, right?
Yeah,
it's fast.
Great.
It's real fast.
Speed demon.
It's from Oyen Digital, and it's
It's specifically made for
Xbox,
gaming.
yeah. Gaming.
Yeah.
So something like that is what I would
And
recommend.
you don't necessarily need to get OEN, but any SSD that's USB 3.0
would do the job.
that's for speed. But if you want bulk, they have 8 terabytes now.
Oh, they have huge that you could get just plug into your. Well, that's what I have. I have a big one. I don't know what I have. I think I only have 5.
Right now, I think the 8 terabyte. I look at these hard drives all the time.
Yeah.
179 for 8 terabytes on Amazon. If you just want.
It's the biggest SSD you can get.
Well, that's not an SSD.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
what's the biggest?
Yeah, I mean, I know you really don't have a limit, but what's the biggest they sell before the
you want
money
me to
gets out of hand?
Want me to call NASA and find out what they use?
Well, I mean, before the money gets out of hand, what's the biggest on the market right now?
I actually don't know. I think that's a lot smaller just because of the nature of SSDs. They're trying to milk that, and make their money back on the research and development that took that. But as time goes on, SSDs will get. But actually, they're a lot cheaper than they were 3 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Depends on what you want. If you want speed, get an SSD. If you want a lot of room, go to Amazon, look for an 8 terabyte hard drive, and make sure it's 3.0, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Then you'll never have to worry about it again.
I would like to give my condolences real quick to NK Woa in chat. He says, I'm distraught over here. My Xbox One X just took a dump and died tonight. This is my second replacement console.
No, that's so sad.
There it is. That's Amazing Grace.
On a recorder.
On a recorder that I played.
His Xbox. This is his second Xbox.
Second Xbox replacement. So Jordan has had some experiences with this. I would recommend, in all honesty, some real advice. I would recommend calling Microsoft. I mean, it sounds like you already have.
Yeah.
With your second replacement, call them again and say, "This is my second replacement. It's dead again. What do I do?" And they're pretty good about it.
Well, it's still, even if you get a replacement, that new replacement is still under warranty. If you got it from Microsoft. Well, I mean, even if you buy it anywhere, they all have the year warranty, right?
So definitely, I would contact someone over there. That's well. I mean, I feel like I should say some words there.
You just did, weren't you saying words?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean like saying funeral type of words in memory of the Xbox One X there. No, but I would seriously call Microsoft and chat with someone. Jordan had an issue. Jordan had an issue where his games wasn't letting him play.
Yeah, Fortnite, actually. No matter what I did, it would always crash on me. I uninstalled and reinstalled. And I tried both Xboxes. Like, it was really weird. So, because I have the One S and then my new One X, so I tried both Xboxes. It was super weird. I got in contact with
was this week.
I think it was Ashley H.
Ashley H. I remember
from customer support.
Now, was this on chat? Online
chat? I
chat?
do the chat.
Yeah, I do the online chat as well.
Yeah, I do the online chat. It's a quick. It's easy. You sign into your Microsoft account. What's nice about the chat is they have your profile there, so they know all your information already.
Yeah.
Anyway, I told her my problem, and she basically hit the "Let Jordan Play" button.
She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
That's funny.
No, that's
this big button. They have your IP, man.
And she was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, we went deep into the Xbox psyche, man. It was a crazy service call, but yeah, she basically said, "All right, here's the secret button. Go ahead, and flip that for us." And she did a little thing on her end, and it was just
what was it? Do you know what it was?
It was a huge long explanation.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but
had to do with your network or something?
No, it was
on
like
their side?
Xbox.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it had to do with my Xbox and like my Pro. It was intense stuff.
Yeah, I find their customer service, especially for being such a large corporation, specifically at the Xbox, has always been my Xbox, my original Xbox, the OG died.
Yeah,
replaced it right away. Sent me a replacement one in no problem. I was golden. So they
Mark put his in the oven a couple times.
Yeah.
The old 360.
No, yeah, that's what I called it. Where you had to wrap it in a towel and then
because you got it like a little bit of power out of it.
You had to cook it because of the error. I got the three red ring of death.
Ring of death.
If you turned it on for 20 minutes wrapped in a towel, then you got a good hour and a half of play. After 20 minutes,
Well, I remember, wasn't there one to put in a freezer too? One
Well,
of the
see,
solutions.
because what you did, because
There's a heating issue.
well, yeah, that's what caused the red ring of death was the
Fun
the heat
fact: that's
sink.
why on the original Xbox Ones, there's such a big fan there.
Yeah. So the
Safety.
heat, there was problems with the heat sink, so that was the error. But the error function only had memory storage for one error. So when you
Oh.
would bake it in a towel, you would turn it on and then wrap it in a blanket or a towel. It would force it to go, oh, we don't have that error anymore. We're now overheating. So it would change the error, and then once you let it, cool off, then it's like, oh, there's no error anymore, and then you can play for good. I literally went through a month and a half of, oh, I want to play Xbox. I got to put it in the towel for 20 minutes, and then I'm good to go.
You got an
That
hour
is
of
too
gameplay,
funny.
yeah.
Mark Blankard, thank you so much for writing in. Great question. Caleb Summer writes in and wants to know, with E3 coming up,
Hey, was it too sad with that?
Well, it's
Amazing
sad
Grace
when
music.
the
music?
recorder
When your
ended
Xbox
there, it
dies.
did make me feel
I have a
little bit
button
sad.
that makes anything we say, even no matter how terrible, happy again. You want me to use
let's
it?
do it. Let's do it.
Okay. There you go. That's my happy
Oh,
button.
there we go. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Caleb Summer writes in and says, "What is the best Xbox game from this generation cycle so far?" Let's mull that
Oh,
over in your head. That's a
man.
lot of games to choose from. Xbox One specific. So this let's exclude third-party titles.
Oh, okay.
Let's just go Xbox
Well, that-
One exclusive from this generation. What is the best title so far in your mind? Let's start with Jordan. I feel like Jordan would have a good handle on this. right away.
Xbox exclusive. I mean, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
If it was next week, it might have been Sea of Thieves.
It might be Sea of Thieves, but up till now,
probably what are the exclusives?
shall we list them?
No, I mean I know them. I'm just trying to go through them and see.
So Dr. Teeth says Ori and the Blind Forest would
I mean,
definitely make the list.
If we
I
narrow
agree.
it down to Xbox exclusives, I don't know.
Oh, I have a button for exclusive. Actually, remember this? Oh shoot, it didn't hit right now. Okay, it's broken.
Exclusive.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
I remembered that. Sorry to keep derailing with my sounds.
No, yeah, I mean, Halo 5's up there for me under exclusives. Cuphead's another good one. That they
Ooh,
just mentioned
Cuphead
in
is a good
chat,
one.
right?
Yes.
It's hard when you get exclusives. I know what I would pick for like best game this generation, but
Yeah, this generation.
no, but
Oh, best
not being
overall
an
game?
exclusive. Best overall game this generation.
Okay, we've got let's go over Game Rate. Game Radar's has a list of top 10 that they did. They put
Quantum
Quantum Break
Break
in
was
there.
good.
They put Ori and the Blind Forest is in there. Sunset Overdrive is really good. Halo 5, like Jordan said. Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Cuphead, Forza 7, and PUBG. I guess PUBG is basically
Considered,
an
yeah.
Xbox One exclusive at this point. For me, myself, I think I know what. I think
Well, it's
everybody
your-
knows what I'm going.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 3, I just think they took racing to a whole new level. There was so much content in that. That game is perfect. I mean, I don't see how you. I honestly don't see. I actually think Forza Horizon 4 might be a disappointment because Forza Horizon 3 was so good.
Yeah.
With everything. So Forza Horizon 3, I think up to this point is second place for me is Rise Son of Rome. I really enjoyed Rise
That
Son
was
of
fun.
Rome.
Yeah,
I
that
have
was
fond memories of it. It was something new. It was cool. The graphics so on point. So for me, Forza Horizon 3, and then Rise Son of Rome with Ori and the Blind Forest coming
Actually,
in the third.
I
there
would
for me.
change my answer. It's not technically an exclusive. Well, it kind of is. I mean, it was at the time.
Mhm.
Dead Rising 3,
Oh.
just because of the fun factor.
Oh,
factor.
I would say I'm gonna say
The
that's my
fun
vote.
if we're going exclusives,
Yes, we're going exclusives of
it
this
would
generation.
be between Halo 5 and I'd probably throw Gears in there and then Dead Rising 3 just because of the fun. I mean, it didn't do anything like it had a lot of zombies on screen, but it didn't do anything insane. But the fun factor of that game,
Me and Jordan wearing really, really tight.
like we should almost go back. and
Frankie
play it
goes to
again.
Hollywood outfits.
Yeah, I mean,
running around.
That was a fun, especially with a friend. I mean, that was a good time.
That was way fun. No, I would say that's got to be my favorite one.
Yeah.
But I would say Halo, Gears, and Forza.
For you with Halo,
Yeah.
Gears, and Forza.
In that order, actually. Gears last, Forza after Halo.
Okay. Horizon 3?
No.
Oh, you think
Forza.
Forza 6.
6 for you.
You mean
Uh-huh.
7?
Oh yeah, 7's yeah.
I mean, you could pick 6 if you
You
really
can
like
pick 6
6.
if you think
I
6 is
actually
better.
really like 6. I don't know why.
I like 5.
I like 4.
Well, 4 was
Just
on the
kidding.
old one, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
just kidding.
5 was the first one. On the
Anyways,
system.
great question. Dr. T says Rare Replay was great as well.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Anyways, great question, Caleb Summer. Thank you so much. Last but not least, we have Choco Monkey that writes in, and he wants to get before Sea of Thieves comes out, he wants to know what feature do we want to see added or included in Sea of Thieves in the future? I mean, as it comes out, as it rolls out, what do you guys want to see in Sea of Thieves? Jordan, feature,
I don't know,
go.
just more pirate missions.
Pirate missions.
Well, isn't that like the game?
The game
Yeah,
is pirate missions,
so
but you
more
want
of
more of it.
Okay.
I think it's a hard question because we don't know. We've yet to experience it in its full
I mean, the
capacity.
Kraken.
But I want.
You know what? You know what?
Do you want raids? I feel like
I
Jordan,
wa-
you're a raid man. You want to see difficult raids.
Well, they kind of do have raids with the Skull Islands.
yeah, but I mean, you're hoping that they're MMO difficult wise, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think this game fits that niche
Necessarily?
exactly.
Okay.
But
Why not?
no, I mean, okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
right.
whenever you throw in a why not question to Jordan, he has no argument. Why not? Yeah, because why couldn't they? Why couldn't they have a mode that is like end game raid mode?
You could,
Why not?
but well, I mean, I think their
Why not?
raids, their raid essentially is going to be those Skull Islands, which I'm sure they'll vary and have different things, right? But actually, I'd like to see a cool like Flying Dutchman quest line, something like that. I mean, they already said that you're not going to have Blackbeard, and that probably falls under the category of like Flying Dutchman and stuff like that. But I just think fun otherworld pirate legends and questing and doing those and stuff would be cool. But I mean, I know it's a make your own legend type of game, so they're not, and they've said they're not going to have like Blackbeard.
Big Spicy, anything for you or?
Well, make it worth my while to pillage other people's boats.
Okay, yeah, you want to be a true pirate. In the very sense of the term.
PvP.
I think it would be worth our while if we could actually hit them.
Yeah,
Because we were not
We
good
just
pirates, man.
Because me and David, we were taking over another boat, and we had to kill the people 3 times,
And then we died.
and then
eventually.
they kept spawning in the boat.
Yeah.
Make it.
Yeah, they should have it like if you raise your flag in time, you know what I mean, on
Or
the
something.
boat, or say that they can't spawn anymore. Yeah, I agree with that.
What we ended up doing was just going internally and sinking their boat. Because okay, if we can't have it, let's just sink it.
Yeah.
Very good question. Thank you so much, Choco Monkey. We actually got one more in chat last minute. In chat, Jose Paz writes in, and this is for Jordan especially. What is the best Halo of all time? Jordan.
I know mine.
Well, okay,
I know
so
mine because I
it's-
played.
It's hard. So
I'm gonna just say mine
Okay,
because
jump in. Let's start with
screw
Mr.
Jordan.
McSpicy, and then we'll go Jordan, who will break down McSpicy's answer and tell us why he's right or wrong.
Halo 2
Halo 2 for
Okay.
you. Is the best.
changed Xbox Live forever.
Oh,
Because
it actually
of-
invented Xbox
Yeah.
Live essentially.
Well, Xbox Live existed, but not like before.
Yeah.
the whole foundation of 360's Xbox Live was pretty much based off of Halo. You remember those?
Based off of Halo 2.
You remember
yeah.
those 30-second messages you can send? That was a Halo 2 feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
When I played it for the first time, the multiplayer in Halo 2 and the ranking system and how it matched and how things, and I was like, this is the greatest thing
Sure.
I've ever seen. So Halo 2. And I really like the story was really, I enjoyed the story where it did the Arbiter
Yeah.
and, Spartan, and then they have this middle entity that's putting them together. The whole
Forcing them to fight the
Force,
flood.
yeah, it was really good. I think that's where, I mean, the story in Halo 5 was good.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed
you didn't
where
play Halo 5.
I mean, not Halo 5, Halo 1.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Halo 1, where out of nowhere you're fighting this third entity after hours of playing. I think that was fantastic how they did that, and I really think the bar was set so high, but they handled it really well on Halo 2. And Halo 3 did the same thing. But as far as Xbox Live, what you could almost consider what gaming is today online is because of Halo 2.
Yeah.
It's very,
Very good.
very influenced by
Very good. Jordan, agree, disagree? What is the best
No, so
Halo?
I have a weird answer. So the multiplayer, I think, is at its best in Halo 3 and 5.
Okay.
I think that's where the multiplayer is at its best in those two games.
Sure.
I think the campaign, not necessarily the best story, but the way they told the story is Halo ODST. They do they basically do like a arc going back and forth. So they tell the story of you're a character that sees a battle that happened or sees like the remnants of a battle that happened as you're walking through the city at night, and then the next level flashes back to that battle, and then it flashes back forward to the
I
character
love
at night.
when
It goes
games
like
do
a future like you kind of walk through everything that happened, and then you flash back and play different characters within your squad
Well, that's
to play through those. And I thought it was just a really cool way to tell the story. Now, the story wasn't necessarily the best, but the way they told the story, I felt was.
Well, that's a really good way to tell stories. Some of my favorite movies tell stories that way, like John Wick.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, it starts out, he crashes his car into the wall and he's bleeding all over, and he pulls out his phone and he's watching his wife on his phone, and then it fades out and you're like, whoa.
Or Mission Impossible 3.
Or Mission Impossible
Starts that
3
way.
where he
Yeah.
smacks him in his head, and
so
that
good.
bad guy, he's so good. Rest in peace. The guy's dead now, which is unfortunate, but he was a really good bad guy,
So
and it
good.
just starts out so strong. I love stuff like that.
So
It gets you right off the bat.
That's my answer. The Halo 3 and 5, I think, have the best multiplayer, and the best way they told a story was in ODST.
Okay, so who would you give the best overall, everything, complete package?
Too hard.
Halo.
I don't know. There's too many variables.
Too nuanced.
Too many variables. The equation's way too long.
Yeah.
He's on
No,
this
there's-
chalkboard
there's-
writing XYZ divided by.
There's no. I just think that's like I don't know. It's almost like saying which Call of Duty is the best. I mean, maybe
Modern
not.
Warfare 2.
Maybe that's a bad.
No,
example.
Modern Warfare
But no,
2.
maybe it's a good example.
Oh,
See,
hold on.
because they all
Hold on,
have
those two are
they all
conflicting now.
excel at certain points, but then
One
fall,
does
you know
not
what I
equal
mean?
one. Something's wrong. Too many variables.
So it's because certain games excel at certain things, and
Yeah.
then the other games maybe focus on something else, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So it's that's my answer. I think 3 and 5 had the best multiplayer, and ODST had the best way they told the story.
Very good. Good answer. Great question. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today on
This
another
was a-
episode.
This was a long show.
This was a long show.
Yeah.
This was podcast number 202. We appreciate all of you for joining us this week. Mr. McSpicy, what will you be up to this week, and where can people find you?
I'll still going to be practicing the shotgun on Fortnite.
Yeah.
You can find me on Xbox Live. Mr. McSpicy is the name, as well as my my handle on Twitter.
I have to give a shout out to this dude because this is awesome. We just got a follow from I Love BBW Chicks, which is I Love Big Boned Women. That is awesome. And amen, brother. Bigger butts are better, right?
Oh my god,
That is the
that's your shout out.
That's my shout out of the day right there. That is. I saw that pop up and it was like,
You
boom.
got to respect a good gamer tag or username.
that is a good gamer tag. Absolutely. Jordan, how about you? What will you be up to?
I'll probably be playing. I'll play more Fortnite, and then I'll jump into Destiny since I got that crave going again.
Yeah.
And then I've just been trying to catch up on Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider.
Let's
so.
do this as well. Since this episode was all about streaming tips, Mr. McSpicy, give everybody one tip for streaming before we get out of here.
Don't be too consumed about numbers. Enjoy it. Hang out with friends. Make it something fun. If you worry about the numbers, it's going to drive you crazy because things are going to start slow for a while.
Amen.
Yeah. So don't get too. Enjoy it. Have fun. You're hanging out with friends playing video games.
Yeah. Jordan, how about you? One tip for streaming before we head out of here.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Hey, that's actually,
that is
really,
actually
good.
really good.
I feel like that's a general life tip too.
Yeah. Just
Give
be,
you a little 2-for-1 there.
be nice. A 2-for-1, a life tip and stream tip. I'm XoneBros. You can find me everywhere.
What's your tip?
I will be playing some Minecraft. Let me tell you what we're doing in Minecraft. We're just blowing the place up. It is awesome. So this is unlike anything. I think we have one of the best realms ever. Now, granted, there's probably like 112-year-olds off somewhere that have destroyed us, but I don't think so because we have like we have infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
If the economy takes a hit, we have a rainy day fund.
Yeah.
We have a radio an X1Bros radio station now.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
right
that's
next.
cool,
It's
yeah.
right next to the
I remember
luxury condos.
I remember the paperwork that came to me in the land acquisition.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
right.
that's what I'm
right.
over.
You are, yes, yes. I don't. What are you like, vice manager or something?
I
can't
don't know.
remember what
I
you are.
think
your
I-
office is empty, by the way. I went in
Yeah.
and graffitied it for you. You got to come in and decorate that. Anyways, I'm gonna be playing Darwin Project in Minecraft. My advice, and we can hit the outro there. My advice for streamers, leaving on that note, is get good at talking. That's it. Use, I think McSpicy said, don't be concerned about the numbers. At first, you're literally going to have no listeners in there, and just practice talking to yourself. When I first started streaming,
I actually hated streaming because I felt like I couldn't enjoy the game. Now I'm to a point where I can't play a game. I feel like when I'm not streaming, I'm missing out on something because I'm not talking. Anyways, thanks very much, guys. Have a great week.